little bit late. Time to have some fun. I gotta clear some more world quests so I can hit 80% exploration before the patch ends. This can only end well. So last I left off was, I believe, in the middle of, not here, Lauma team, but yeah. All the most recent characters, which notably also means literally no sustain. But still. So we got Yanfei there, we got Flins here. A Lightkeeper is just passing the time. And also, we have a Yanfei one, which is very exciting to me. I do wonder, I presume that the lighthouse gets brighter when we finish that. The birds don't do anything. What a dog! There's a dorg. Okay. That's exciting. Woof, woof, woof. I don't know what I expected it to say. Huh, this is a good one. Here, take this meat for yourself. He said jerky. Oh, so all the nasty supplies he doesn't like or particularly care for, he's giving it to the dog. Oh, that's evil. Woof. Is this your dog? It's very cute. Mine, not at all. It belongs to itself. It sometimes brings me old bones to help with my puzzles, that's all. Bone puzzles, you. I should be clear, while I don't know what bones these are, I can say for certain they don't belong to any humans who slumber here or elsewhere. He said Koljin, sort of old humans. A prior time, presumably. Bones are another thing that tickles my fancy. Sometimes when I see one that's a bit unusual, I'll pick it up and add it to my collection. Then, when I'm feeling bored, I try to connect all my bones and create something whole, a bit like doing a jigsaw puzzle. You'd call it a form of artistic expression. Okay. So they're non-human bones, or at least the ones you got just now? Who knows about the rest? Even though each piece of this bone puzzle picture in the Japanese, he said bone craft, is unrelated to the next, and indeed they cannot possibly be related. Just pondering how best to put them together and create something beautiful is an extremely relaxing process. Okay. Weirdo. Then one day, an uninvited guest intruded on the room where I kept my bone puzzle picture. My bone craft. It was none other than the dog you saw just now. Oh no, please say it didn't. Or did it just add some to the pile? It did. Oh, it did eat them. By the time I entered the room, the little intruder had completely dismantled my picture. Bada ni. The second it turned and saw me, it bolted away between my legs. Such a shame. Luckily, all was not lost, as I had already taken a photo of it, and more than that, now that my old puzzle was dismantled, I was free to construct an even bigger puzzle with my growing collection of bones. Bada ni natta. So, arikoto arimasen. It wasn't a bad thing, he said. Which is how I consoled myself at the time. After all, the damage had been done. So why not look on the bright side? The Mr. Brightside. You showed up just in time to see the latest man they added. We got Durin in a bit, too. Next week. The funny thing with Durin is that he can actually be run pretty competently as an on-field DPS, because, for example, on a Bennett, Durin, Fischl, Chevy team, there isn't really anyone better to be on-field, and you just have him there using Bennett C6 to deal pyro-normals. Now, the next day, as I was just about to begin piecing my puzzle together, my four-legged guest returned, and this time it brought a mouthful of bones. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but its intent became clear when it laid its animal bones at my feet, then placed them one by one into my puzzle. After that, it simply sat down and looked at me. He's revealing something I didn't know about him, which is that he collects random bones and tries to piece them together into pictures. There's a dog that helps him. It is not his dog, so he says. After I gave it some cured meat, it got up and left. Again, he's talking about jerky. There's a lot on the island, and he does not like eating it. Last time we saw him, couple days ago in another anecdote, he showed that he actually eats it by burning it with his lamp. Ever then, it's dropped by from time to time to give me bones in exchange for food. Seems like the two of you have a budding relationship. Does it ever try to play with you? Oh, I think you might be viewing this with a little too much sentimentality. It's just a dog looking for food and nothing more. I'm a source of sustenance. Yeah, it's going to eat him. And luckily for my canine friend, I happen to be relatively generous. Not that that's a bad thing. I view it more as an assistant under my employ. It doesn't speak, and it leaves when I tell it to. It's pretty much everything you could hope for in an assistant. If you'd like, you can give it some meat. Sometimes it sits and waits by your side, which I think probably means it's still hungry. I wonder what we could do. Is there a jerky recipe we need to use? I know that doing some of Inefe's and Aino's anecdotes eventually give you the cream cake recipe. Perhaps it might be a little more friendly with someone such as yourself. Okay. I bet the dog's there. Lauma could talk to it, right? Right? Let me see about that. And then this one was an unexpected assistant. You find Flins working on a bone puzzle assisted by an unfamiliar dog. But I don't see the bones anywhere around here. ... And what if we use Lauma? Sniff, human with food, likes bones, but smells scary, very scary, but gives me food. Yes, we can get dialogue from Lauma's animal speech. Sniff, human with food, likes bones, but smells scary, very scary, but gives me food. Okay, so it seems that we don't have anything really special for it other than just getting a bit of dialogue if we bring out Lauma to speak to animals. It's interesting because the extent of its utility is just getting little bits of dialogue here and there, but that is still quite nice. I don't even remember where the library was. Sacred Memorial, and you approach it with Flins, it lights up, and the text is literally the same, but it's blue. You're blue now. I think it was over here that we had the library? No. I guess we'll explore the island a little more in the future, but I wonder if there is anything else we can do there other than just chat using Lauma. Yeah, it's totally optional, and it just means Lauma gets a little bit of bonus dialogue, because again, she's got animal dialogue, which is, again, pretty cool. Yanfei, a legal advisor, is busy with something. Herm. Okay. To wonder what she's doing then, and where she is. But again, it's very cool to have, especially sort of largely irrelevant 4-stars showing up around to do stuff. Such as her. I do hope she gets a good buff, because she carried me through the early game. As using her and Lisa to proc overloads. Hey, Yanfei, long time no see. Well, if it isn't the Traveler, it's been a while for sure. Netochka, didn't expect to see you in Nod-Krai, so it brings you here. I don't suppose you're here to give someone legal assistance. The funniest thing about Yanfei is the fact that her English voice actress also voices Pomni in the Amazing Digital Circus. If only Nod-Krai's even more lawless than I could have imagined. They're going to kill you. Muho. Yeah, lawless. How should I put it? Well, that's just it. This place is quite literally a lawless land. Muho chitai. Even if I was hired to provide legal assistance, I suspect it all devolve into everyone resorting to the Final Defense Manifesto to air their grievances. Final Defense Manifesto, I imagine it's shooting each other. Ta-da, here's your answer, the most direct method of self-defense. A manifesto. Okay. Okay, enough of that. The reason I came to Nod-Krai is to gather material for the new legal guidebook I'm co-authoring with Shinobu. Shinobu mentioned. That's fun. The book's theme centers on the borders of law, and one of its chapters is about what happens when law and order completely breaks down. They should just read John Locke. It's called A State of Nature. There was no way to be able to get an accurate picture of that back in Leeway, so here I am, this infamous land of lawlessness. It is really funny how a lot of what they say about Nod-Krai being lawless is just a roundabout way to glaze Leeway. Fantasy China. As soon as I stepped into Nod-Krai, I knew I was in the right place. It's not like the law here has broken down. It's more like it never existed at all. Sonzai shita koto ga nai. No existence of law. Yeah. And unsurprisingly, I haven't run to a single person in my line of work. Being a legal consultant here is probably an easy way to starve. Are you on your own? That seems dangerous. I would say she does have a vision to defend herself, but also she's actually really weak. So, hey, don't worry, I've got Xian blood. Remember, ordinary bandits can't even scratch me. It's a funny image. In fact, I'm kind of waiting for someone to come and accost me, that I can drag them aside and interview them on how they survive in such a hostile place. Didn't expect Madame Ping would agree to this. I thought she'd give you something to defend yourself with. Yeah, you have no idea. Spent so long convincing you to let me leave, I'm sure my horns grew out a little. Wait a moment, Yanfei, you did talk this through with Madame Ping, yes. I know that the next one, she has 2, and the second one has to go to the Scions, because they also have horns. Well, yes, we talked it through. I definitely did. I know in some of the other dialogue in Hisi, we can mention Yanfei as having horns, and she definitely said yes, right? Yes, yeah. Granny just loves me a bit, you know, and we spoke for ages. This was deception, clearly. I would say that she is a 1.0 character, 1.x, I mean, because she was in 1.4, I think? 1.4 or 1.5. She... 1.5, I think, actually, may have been, you know, very, very neglected character. Kind of similar to the Bellabog characters from Star Rail who are just never in anything anymore. Anyway, I'd love to stay in chat, but I've got an appointment with the Curatorium of Secrets, so that's it. Without further ado, I'll be getting a move on since dangerous. Yanfei, see you. Bye. Matao. Well, she's gone. Okay. And that... Right, it's actually a gadget. Huh. You run into Yanfei and Nod-Krai. She seems to be conducting academic research. What is she hoping to find in this lawless land and how it support her legal studies, academic interests? Yeah, and they're ordered in release order. Yeah, that's why you have Rosaria and then Yanfei. So she would have been 1.5 then, right? Yeah, because that's same as Yula, if I recall correctly. That's the patch I started in. That's right. Aw. But she went off in this direction, but yeah, following the path, it does not... It deadens here. Let's get that money rock, sure. Cool. 10,000. But yeah, this is where we wanted to resume. Right. Continue onwards with Netochka. Meet a girl named Netochka who infiltrated the design bureau in search of the legendary proof of the cognoscenti left behind by Reed Miller, was captured by the Fatui. To repay you for saving her, she resolves to make us her companions in the quest for the proof. East of the moon, west of the sun. Wonder what they're referring to as the sun, then. The desert? I don't know. Well, just sun rising in the east and the moon setting in the west, I presume. So you're east of the moon and west of the sun at twilight, I guess. But here we can fight Raskolnikov, who is a local legend as well. He earned his title by actually being able to defend himself. Which, you know, respectable, I suppose. And oh yeah, because she's got her jump shoes. That's right. I could have sprinted across to make that jump a little more reliable. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Oh, from behind. Continue onward with Netochka. Defeat the Fatui and more of them who slip through the cracks. And alerts lifted, back them first, talk later, or we just hit you with Flins. And if you don't defeat them before the alert goes off, they will outright summon reinforcements, which is interesting. And they don't drop anything either way, so there's no reason to let them show up. It's just a time waste. It's just down here and inside. I'll split off now. Goldfinch, Snowy Owl, don't get lost now. Netochka scales the walls and roof with the power of the Moonstriders and vanishes from sight. Looks like she's having the time of her life. Travel, let's hurry and catch up. Okay. Continue onward. What's down here? Go down in. That gets us a... Interesting. That was what we were supposed to do, actually, and it gave us a Linoculus. I didn't know they could change camera angle like that. Very roller coaster. That's fun. And okay. Oh, actually, that's right in there. Interesting. So we do want to go inside this duct specifically, but we have to use the moon lane to do it. We're just coming up from the underside. That's funkier. Okay. We'll take this. You can really see the budget increase. Alright. Now we're here, right here. Come on, follow me. Continue onward with Netochka. And you did that totally extra jump. Funny. Dormitory. Should be in there. This looks like their dormitory, but where's that treasure chest? Let's take a look around. Keeps on moving. Where's she gonna go? I want to take that lift up to see where that'll even take us. We're very close to the top level, which is where we fight Raskolnikov, so... Anything to say? There's nothing here, but how did he find anything on your end? And No, she is about as tall as that quote-unquote girl model, actually. I didn't mean to do that. So if we go up this way, is there anything in particular we're gonna... It is open already. Nothing above. There's a chest right here. We got a seal for that. Nice. I believe that's our second on the island. Yeah, that is. We got one from one of the Wild Hunt encounters, the Tide Seal Stones. I guess that's kind of a full moon, maybe? I wonder what these are supposed to be representing specifically, just moon phases, presumably, but it's hard to really tell which one each corresponds to. Can advance a little bit, and it doesn't. Oh, there's a music disc in here. That's funny. Well, there you go. Mysterious melody from Nod-Krai, because they have not given it an official name yet. That's right. Okay. I do appreciate them doing a real modernish factory for the first time after the Dottore domain back in 1.1 from Tartaglia's story quest. Everything else has been Conria stuff. Or maybe mech stuff, but that's not really modern. Strange blueprint. Oh, a floor plan. Did we really just get our hands on some top secret info this easily? Palman thought grabbing an important item like this would come with some sort of kind of dramatic scene. Will it? Maybe. I bet it's inside that capsule. Bed. There's nothing here. How did he find anything on your end? There's clearly no chest on the bed, so maybe under it. Well, no chest inside. Completely spotless to boot. Herm. Container. A container that is just here for some reason. I wonder. I don't see a chest inside that, actually. Reminds me of the time Netochka rented a beat pushed us out during our previous attempt at hiding inside one. Talk to Netochka. Hello. Nothing. Seems the proof that Cognoscenti isn't here, at least the chest containing it isn't. But look, at least we found a floor plan of this place. Paman's not sure how useful it'll be, though. Terribly careless of them. Someone in Nasha Town would probably buy it. Oh, I guess it'll go to the highest bidder then. But if it's not here, where else could it be? Should I check the archives again, or... Voice from afar, how seriously I've been itching to see him eat crow. Of course, it's really another voice from afar. You know what Lieutenant Raskolnikov is like. You think he's going to let someone get away with a fumble like that? Tell me about it. I had a minor slip up at work before. It wasn't a big deal, but I got slammed over it. Are they getting closer or something? Can't let them see us. Let's improvise and hide. Gotta look for a good spot. I'll hide under the container. I'll take the container this time. Voices and footsteps get closer and closer. No time to hesitate. You pick your spots and hold your breath. Oh, where's the foreplot? I thought I left it right here. Another voice nearby. You don't see it, do you? Was it somewhere in the archives when we were moving the chest earlier? Don't think so. Maybe I lost it back in the mess hall. Saw a man fine. I'll go back and look. Wouldn't want to get into trouble again. They said the thief and her lackeys were gone. After all you know, we'll soon have Dobbeat's little crooks peddling copies of the foreplot up and down Nasha Town. Where have I heard that name before? Oh, the books guy. Okay. Don't scare him like that. That's it. Let's split up and look for it. Voices and footsteps fade away. You carefully exit your hiding spots. Then gonna check that container now? Or, cough cough on out. Who would have thought it'd be so dusty inside? What on earth was it used for anyway? Looks like on Lucky Street continues. It's dust-free under the bench. Just squeezed in with you. Would have been a bit tight, but would have managed. That would have been... What dialogue would it have been if we'd chosen the other way? Maybe. Huh. Hid under the bed, she had to hold her sneeze in with all that dust. Okay. Pretty clean spacious under the bed, but we're completely exposed. Got Palman's heart racing just a moment. Should have hidden with us. Okay. Oh, that's a bit too close. Goldfinch, are you an idiot? Netochka only idiots call each other an idiot out of nowhere. Wait, what does that have to do with anything? In any case, keeping polite distance only proper at etiquette, I'll have you know, aren't we? Never mind. I doesn't think we're that yet. Can we continue companions? Can't we? Role-playing companions is nothing else. We are, huh? Well, Goldfinch and Snowy Owl are already here. What about you, great Netochka? Are you ready to keep looking for the proof of the cognoscenti? You give me a moment. I'll end up moving the chest to the archives. Should be able to find it there. So, we've been all over the shop looking for this thing. Palm would rather take a commission from the Adventurers Guild. This is the key to the secret of the great treasure. You can't simply compare it to commissions from the guild. Besides, we have the floor plan now. That's our treasure map. No, come Goldfinch, Snowy Owl. Let's be on the way. Be on our way. I want to see something. Oh, goddamn. Prom came about for the first time in forever. This hasn't been a prom in a very long time, but... Yeah, it wasn't sensing the audio. I didn't think to check it this time, but that hasn't been a prom in a long, long time. Weirdly unreliable, though, to be fair. Well, whatever. Whatever, yeah. Archives would be up here, yeah. Stupid, stupid, stupid. God fucking damn it. But it... Noakov Serzant. Okay. Oh, identified as an intruder. Yay. Okay, this shouldn't be a problem regardless. You're not that threatening. Come on. And lunar charge run. Cool. Now it's gone. Enter the archives. Albert lifted. That's enough to not have to worry about. We're getting raised, and now... Okay, right. This was the archives. Are we going to go past that gate? Palma's got a bad feeling about this. Not going to come up empty-handed again, are we? Huh, Pullman can see something from here. Looks like the disposal workshop. It's on the floor plan too. I guess this is where they get rid of defective products. Look up, I think I see someone. Zoom in on the scene. It's Raskolnikov and the chest. Sir, the proof of the cognoscenti has been recovered. I brought the goods. What about you? What's the rush? Are you telling me how to do my job? Pretending we know what they're saying. And this is indeed what we agreed upon. As for what we brought, if you want to inspect them, come right this way. Wait, why did Pullman get so caught up in acting? Looks like you're both masters of disguise and infiltration, Goldfinch, Snowy Owl. You sure are reliable partners. I guess if the audio got cut out, and maybe we're saying that the dog actually was voiced. The dog was voiced when we spoke to it. It was Lauma. It didn't bark otherwise, but it's dialogue. Dialogue was voiced. So they're both masters of disguise and infiltration, Goldfinch, Snowy Owl. You sure are reliable partners. However, it would be better if you were both more committed to playing the characters in terms of speech and mannerisms. Oh, what are you, a film director? That's asking way too much. Oh, this is nothing compared to what's required of ballet performers. So you watch ballet? Pullman thought you only watched... Wait, that's not the point here. Anyway, let's put the roleplay aside for now. We can pretty much confirm that the guy called Ras whatever has retrieved the proof of cognoscenti right. By the way, why are the Fatui collecting the proof? They're also interested in the great treasure. Could they be in the middle of a financial crisis? That's what happens when you spend money recklessly. Doesn't sound very likely. Right, building a huge structure and deploying so many people doesn't sound like financial crisis to Pullman at all. Is that Ross guy's personal interest then? While asking his subordinates to find treasure for him, that's despicable and living the dream. What do they call this again? Yes, that's it, an abuse of power. Truly despicable. Oh, if it's the Raskolnikov I know, he wouldn't do this out of personal interest. In fact, he doesn't have anything that could even be considered a personal interest. There must be some motive. The only thing he's interested in is getting ahead of the game. So maybe he plans to bribe a superior using the great treasure. Come to think of it, Pama never asked what exactly is your relationship with that guy Netochka. It's unusual for a thief to know so much about a Fatui officer. We just knew each other from before. We're both from Novokitsgrad, so it's not that strange that we know each other right. Besides, think about it, no one ever questioned why the Fey governor in the story wanted to seize the Sampo mill, right? Point is, the mill didn't belong to him, just like how the proof of the cognoscenti doesn't belong to the Fatui. So naturally, we, the ones on the side of justice, must take it back. Goldfinch, Snowy Owl, this is where we carve our names in fame and glory as Reed Miller's successors, for fame and glory for the great treasure. Well, if the Traveler of Goldfinch says so, but that guy is also an officer here, right? How are we supposed to get the proof from him without exposing ourselves? I see something. Check. Oh, Morning Echoes was only did last. I have to just take it back to the grave, and it ends the quest whether you summon him or not. We chose not to summon, then fight him right after, but the quest doesn't require you to fight him. If you summon him, it just summons him and ends the quest. Based on the floor plan, we can quickly get to the second floor, the disposal workshop from the archives, get it done before he leaves. He thinks everything is under his control, including the chest, which ended up in his hands just as he wanted, but he can't control us. And that'll be so. Reed Miller appearing at unexpected times and places, making a dashing entrance, then gracefully departing a perfect performance. Okay, if you say so. Go to the disposal workshop. What do we gotta do to open this? Find a way to open the gate. Clearly, yeah, now we can operate the cleaning bot. Can't talk to you. What's going on? Is this cleaning bot on the fritz or something? Getting suspicious, better think of something quick. Cleaned it up. Oh, whatever, back to training. Left turn. Take the ID card off one of them, presumably. About turn. When is it gonna be exposed? Now it's exposed. Right turn. It's interesting that they're just walking a little in a direction because they don't have an actual pivoting animation. Exiting cleaning bot operating system, and now it's time to take you down. Hello, friends. See ya. A word didn't even get raised. That's funny. Fast enough. Let's continue onward. Okay. And a Landcruiser here. Okay. Alright. Is this where we'll fight him? Just gets crushed. Or... how do we end up on the other side? We followed the foreplan exactly. Do Anson and Maze know that they travel on pre-designed paths? Surprised that you took the bait without a speck of doubt. Lieutenant Raskolnikov, you fallen right into my trap, oh little thief. This is, I believe this is where Sandrone was with Raskolnikov. It's Lieutenant Raskolnikov. It's been a while in this Netochka. Never expected Police Chief Stalinov's daughter to end up playing thief in this godforsaken place. Police Chief's daughter. Seems these two playmates in your game of house don't know you very well, not that it matters. I must say your little farce helped me root out quite a few deceptive two-faced subordinates. Organization members who fail to execute orders to the letter should be terminated immediately. Never mind Netochka's background, we've met lots of odd ducks, so what if she's the police chief's daughter? So now all that talk about executing orders to the letter, while just moving a chest back and forth, and one giving nonsensical orders is the real weirdo here. Such a terrible waste of manpower. Hand over the proof of the cognoscenti. Alright, all this nonsense almost made Palmon forget that, and that's what's important here. When it doesn't belong to the Vitui, I must take it back. That's my mission. Take it back? Ridiculous. Of course, Reed Miller's treasure doesn't belong to Vitui. It belongs to Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Whoever brings the great treasure back to Snezhnograd will be rewarded. Shall I do so, I could even be promoted to staff officer. I knew it, you were as obsessed with these titles as ever. Enough, since you claim to be Reed Miller's successor, you must be prepared to follow in his footsteps too and die. This place shall be your execution ground. If you have any words, now is the time. I will not relay them to Chief Stalinov on your behalf. It's best that he never finds out what happened to his precious daughter. My former teacher, this much respect. Precious daughter, all he ever cares about is endless cases of promising juniors like you. You're no better, still as arrogant as ever. But it matters little, because this will all end shortly. So you really don't know who I am? Mere Fatui joiners. So long as you're an accomplice of the thief illegally infiltrating the Experimental Design Bureau, this place will be your grave too. Looks like we'll have to do this the hard way. Sorry, I lied to you. I do know him, but none of what I know will help us. I can't even help much in battle. There's no point saying that now, Netochka. Just leave the fighting us to the Traveler, and you would end up like this. But if you prefer this things this way, right? Straight up fights are better than wild chest hunts. Wild hunt. Well, watch out. Two hammers are so annoying. Careful not to let the destruction model in operation. We can use... yeah, we can use it to destroy the Landcruisers, actually. That's a good idea. Lure them into the middle. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Let's get out of the way ourselves. Pretty slow, yeah. No reason to actually bother doing the fight ourselves. Yep, this one did not get hit. Gonna have to lure it a bit closer. Cool. There we are. Yeah, this is a sillier way of handling things, but I like that. There we are. That one did not get hit. We're gonna have to lure this one in the middle too. It's backing up, which is good for me. Rats scurrying everywhere. Take this. Oh boy, this guy, big guy, looks like bad news, and one of the hammers hit it maybe. Cutting edge support ground effect Landcruiser. Doesn't seem to be taking much damage at all. Oh, we need to use the power of moon power to attract. You have to force it to crush, but they've turned it on. We have to forcibly activate it. Netochka, you're standing like there, and they're like Zelda in the final fight in Ocarina of Time. You know, really. See that right there, but what do we have to do to activate the hammers? I got moon power, nodes. What do we have to do to... I guess we can just try actually attacking it, and then we'll get a... it's not that strong. We can actually just fight it normally. And now it's got a shield. This is going to be our opportunity. It looks like they're powered by moon power. So until we hear that from her... oh, it's totally tangible. What's happening here? Cutscene? Is she gonna use power? Goldfinch, just a little longer. We're gonna have to time this, or is it just going to be cutscene? Okay. Good thing she can do basketball jumps. There we go. Goldfinch, the hammer is yours. Smash that big guy into pieces. Goldfinch, crush it with your hammer. Alright. Got blue. Go ahead, get smashed. We have reactivated its vulnerability. Okay, and you gotta do that a couple of times. Let's see what color we get this time. It's gonna determine which hammer we pull. Let's stall for time. Yeah, and it's completely intangible. It's crazy. Yep, and repulsion won't work. And we just crush it again. Nicely done. One more time. Hello. Wait, why did we target that? Okay? Oh, we just gotta crush it one more time. There we are. So the end of it is just repeatedly crushing it. Okay. That's fine. No more direct damage, just smashing it with the hammer. I'll take it. Okay, cool. Interesting. And not only did we destroy the Landcruiser, we destroyed the hammers too. What? How? Oh, Paha knows this is what they call turning their own blade unto them. Really, that's very Zelda. It seems I miscalculated. The proof of the cognoscenti that you seek is in my hands. If you want it, follow me outside. I'll be waiting for you at the highest point of the Experimental Design Bureau. And he ran away, that coward. Now he's going to fight us ourselves. Leave it to me, I'll go after him. Well, we gotta follow him. Use the destruction model to reach the upper floor. It's kind of Xenoblade, actually. And by repelling it, we broke through the window. Fun. I didn't even do that on purpose. So there we go. These are physics objects. And are these switches going to actually do anything? No. A little bit down here. Oh, that or back up top. What about the former? Okay. A little bit more, and it's just scrap from disposal, presumably. Okay, cool. Okay. Up there. Okay. Then we'll just climb up normally. Second floor of the disposal workshop. And again, on the top floor we'll fight him, and he's the Lunar Charge Week 1, Flins shell. Which I fought him a number of times already before doing this quest. That teleport waypoint automatically activated. This is a little shattered now, probably because of energy transfer. Have to take the moon lane through this pipe. Okay. Anything around here? It doesn't really seem like it. Ah, you can see it closing behind us. So we have to use the moon lane specifically, huh? And we end up picking up another Linoculus just on the way. It's very interesting that they did that. Time to go up top. I wonder if we could climb that even if we wanted to. We'll see. Here we are. Oh, another fight. Defeat the Fatui. Up to the weather out here. Netochka, we're coming to help. Weather? I didn't really notice anything about the weather. Okay, cool. Let's talk to Netochka. And where is she? Right there. This is not anything in particular. Okay. Should be a... The waypoint's going to be up top then, presumably. Take that lift up. It's the thunder she's referring to, presumably, though it's always dark on this island. This reminds me of some of the areas in Doom 2016, which I played some years ago, not in 2016. Sorry I made trouble for you again. We're used to it at this point now. If you ditch us or try to shoo us off at this point now, that would make us mad. Okay, then thank you for keeping me company. It's more like it. Speaking of, didn't that Ross guy say meet us at the highest point and why's the lift malfunctioning then? What should we do? Do we try to fix it? Or just climb? Knocking on it a few times might do the trick. The Moonstriders are our best shot. I don't think they'll manage that far up. We had some other help, though. What are these poles? That scared Palma. She thought it hit her for sure. Oh, the lightning rod. Okay. For a balance from that there. Oh, I've heard about this strange lightning before. Treasure hunter I met told me that with the Moonstriders, it should be easy to jump from where the lightning strikes to the top level. Repulsion. I guess you can fly up Snowy Owl, but what about you, Goldfinch? I have my ways. Yeah, there's a child's play for him, but you might have to wait a bit. Okay. Find a way to enter an empowered state. I'm ready to go whenever you are. These boxes. Move the cleaning bot to a suitable location. Yep, cool. Conveniently placed terminal. Just around here works. As long as we're close enough. Oh well. Since it's blue on blue, we have repulsion. Oh wow. That was convenient. Guess I could have activated this when I... No, because I can climb up there during the Archon quest, but it's not in the real version. It's totally instance. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Wait, what? We actually came up here. Why did that not count as a suitable location? That is... okay? I guess we have to put it directly on the post. Yeah, okay. Couldn't progress it any further. Blech. Everything should be fine now. Let's go. Then I'll be off. Don't fall too far behind. So it seems that there's enough moon power in the Moonstriders that she doesn't need to actively enter an empowered state in order to get that going. Kinda got there faster. I thought she'd be there already, but no, she actually jumped after us then. That's fine. Let's get this started. Time to fight nerfed quest version Raskolnikov. I don't imagine he'll be as strong as usual. And you know, while we're here, let's just pick up this Linoculus. Examine the surveillance terminal. Oh. ... Switch surveillance camera angle. ... Switch angle. ... Oh, a chest there. So that's the point. It shows you where some chests are. Okay. I think that's where we had Tiwa Sandrone. Okay. That's funny. Oh, and there's a conveniently placed ladder right there. Yeah, never can I resist the allure of random treasure chest. And there are other terminals around here. I think that was the only one. There's some ID card stuff over there, but that'll probably come after this fight. Talk to Raskolnikov. Finally made it up here. He's alone. Palmon thought he ran so fast because he was going to call for reinforcements. An ambush, perhaps, and he'll have to pay the price for his arrogance. Looking down on us will show him. I'll fight with you. If you want the proof of the cognoscent, you must defeat me first. That is, if you can. Okay. Defeat Raskolnikov, the Poruchik. Are you going to use your shield now? Maybe, we'll see. But this is not the local legend version, clearly. Okay, cool. And boom. See out of the way, and again, he's got a fire blade. Cool. Let's grab this. I guess he doesn't use his shield in this fight. That would make an unfortunate amount of sense, because it is quite powerful and blocks you when it recharges a gimmick, and I imagine they don't want to force you into that. We'll see. Okay, please, energy is difficult. I guess we only got one burst that time. That's fine. Let's get this started, and yeah, this is a non-lunar charge Raskolnikov. It's kind of anticlimactic. Oh, is he gonna use the shield now, or just... That's even crazier. Okay. Wow. Alright. Oh, and it is a try. Oh, goodness. He uses this shield, but only as a... Okay. Let's break this down, then. I really don't want to get hit with the Thundering Sweep. Please, please. Boom. There we are. We managed to break it down. I guess he doesn't go for the Thundering Sweep when he is in this mode. That wouldn't surprise me too much. Well, that was interesting. Still vulnerable. And... Yep, oh, he misses Electro vulnerability phase. That's whatever. Come on. And... hit. There we go. We took down Raskolnikov. Very exciting. Feel we won? Now hand the proof over. Come and get it yourself. Palma didn't expect to admit defeat so easily, and there really weren't any reinforcements. This is good. Things going so smoothly makes me uneasy. Could this be the trigger for an even bigger trap? Didn't you say to get promoted if you brought the great treasure back to Snezhnegrad, where had given us the proof so easily? When did I ever say that I would be the one to do that? Keeping the proof at the design bureau will bring nothing but trouble. Oh, so he's delegating to us the mission to get the great treasure and then wants to steal it from us? Or is it just he'll get promoted if anyone brings it back? As long as it stays here, there will be an endless swarm of rats coveting it, trying to infiltrate this supposedly impregnable stronghold just like you lot. I'm to guard the design bureau and ensure its efficient operation, but orders from my superiors must be obeyed. This already constitutes insubordination, of course, but due to my failings, the proof that of the cognoscenti that we spent so much manpower to find was ultimately stolen by a petty thief. Now you can go back to Nasha Town or wherever you want to announce your victory. So he's kind of nice, I guess. Absolute colossus of a man. Bigger than Varka? A little bit bigger than Varka, I think. Yeah. Did he wound us on purpose? He definitely went a bit easier compared to his local legend version. Who's into a legend with deep ties with the Harbingers. Brings no shame upon me. Perhaps he managed to find such help, so he did know about us. I knew that you were exceptionally skilled Goldfinch, but... So he basically figures that if we got that great treasure, based on what it is, it'll be something that we'll want to give to the Harbingers anyway. Ah, fool blessed with blind luck, I've always hated your kind. Forget it, take the proof of the cognoscenti, the experimental design bureau. We'll no longer devote manpower to searching for this accursed thing. We won't meet again. But if you insist on future unwelcome visitation, I'll show you what I'm really made of. That's the local legend version, exactly. Raskolnikov leaves. As he was going easy on us as an excuse to just get rid of the damn thing. This curtain call is completely different from what I expected, even with the proof of the cognoscenti. Need some time to think about all this. Okay, talk to Netochka. She is... I don't think we got the proof just yet. Should get it from Netochka later. And I... No, she's right over there. Okay. I know eventually she moves to the flagship, actually. The bar in Nasha Town. And that will be the end of that, and those islands are what we should get in 6-6.3. It's a really nice view of them, too. I wonder what those over there are. That might be real Hyperborea. Another victory for Hyperborean space stoners. If only he were the big bad governor oppressing the innocent, then I would have now made it look like the unreasonable child. So I'm sorry for dragging you into this farce. Say, do you really have connections to the Harbingers? That's a surprise if you told me earlier. We could have been called Trevor the Thief Extraordinary and his merry companions, or Palma the Thief Extraordinary and her merry companions, or something similar, huh? Right, speaking of which, you should take the proof of the cognoscenti. Yes, it's much better in your hands than mine. What do you sound so defeated all of a sudden? Yeah, well, you're giving up already, and didn't something like this happen just a moment ago? You and that rascal, whatever got you, talk in circles around each other and act like everything's settled afterwards. And that makes Palma feel kind of uneasy even if we did get the proof. It's like a sneeze that just won't come out. I just suddenly realized that compared to Raskolnikov and all of you, I'm just an insignificant character in the story like I've always been. I wish I could become Reed Miller, a true protagonist with an adventure to call my own, someone who can claim the spotlight and receive the adoration of all. So I told myself that it was my destiny to become Reed Miller's successor, to turn my fantasy into reality. I came here in search of clues about the great treasure. Back in Nasha Town, Hidimbi, the fortune teller, gave me some clues on the proof of the cognoscenti. She had deceived Netochka and the kid from the Krabzar quest and said I was special, that she had chosen me. So happy at the time. Hidimbi, you mean the person who's on the flagships of Wanted West for fraud? Upon you recon, Netochka. Wanted West, I had no idea. Flagship always felt sketchy, so I've never been inside. This is news to me. But now that I think about it, how could I have possibly been the only one? She must have had other motives. While I talk about being Reed Miller's successor, about destiny and mission, they were never meant for me. Still just a pebble by the roadside, worthless and unnoticed. You write your own story, don't overthink it, do what makes you happy. Paimon doesn't get it. Rather than thinking about things like fate and destiny, isn't it better to live happily? I envy you, Paimon. I wish I could think that way. Do you have any tips on finding happiness? Food. Oh, well, Paimon's happy just being with a traveler. Whether it's eating chicken mushroom skewers in the wild or feasting in a fancy restaurant, it's all good as long as it's done with a traveler. So if I want to be happy like you, Paimon, I need a companion like the traveler. And that doesn't sound right. Why do you always have to imitate others, Netochka? You just have to be yourself. Everyone has a chance of becoming Reed Miller's successor, but only you can be you. It'd be funny to make her playable. It's gonna say the government-mandated girlfriend is just a random NPC. But if I'm just being myself, would I actually deserve it to be a brilliant character in people's eyes or a special someone? Hey, why are you still going on about this? Doesn't matter what others think. She could be a 4-star, maybe. First 3-star. Mom doesn't get why you keep worried about it. Even if you're not some special someone or a big name, you can still be happy. So you think none of that matters? That's really broad-minded, Paimon. Broad-minded? Yeah, that's right. That's the secret to happiness. A Paimon can drop insightful lines, too. Well, since you think none of that matters, then Traveler would become my best companion. Don't expect your special but wait a minute, best that won't do. Title belongs to Paimon, right, Traveler? Talk the talk, can't walk the walk, Paimon. Toshka, you making fun of Paimon. So you're already feeling well enough to joke around him, and your Paimon is just tiny bit worried about you. Quick say thank you to Paimon. Thank you, Paimon. Thank you to Traveler, Snowy Owl, Goldfinch, both my dear companions. But then what are your plans after this and the proof of the cognoscenti? Well, you take the proof this time, you've earned it, but if we cross paths elsewhere in the future, don't expect any mercy from me, alright. Got a goblet, and again, this does not correspond to any extant artifact set. I wonder if it might be Bina's. Because apparently in 6.3, there was going to be a Columbina sub-DPS artifact set, different from the Nod-Krai support set, and then a... Though to be fair, Ineva could use that on a team where Ina was using Silken Moons, maybe. And then a... Oh, goodness. A Hex and Zergle Hexerai set. Oh, so we'll be rivals next time we meet. How the two of us are formidable rivals to have, you know. It's a shame we can't become best companions, but I'll work hard to become your greatest rival instead. Just you wait and see. The sins of the fathers, we've discovered Raskolnikov. We've Nexa, Cognoscenti's intoxication. A goblet lavishly adorned. It is said to be a keepsake from Reed Miller, the founder of the Treasure Hoarders. Legend has it that once upon a time, the Master Thief's wine's glass held the world's best wine. It is also said that it once contained the filthiest, most bitter rot gut, as well as tears that one might glean from the alleys. That was a time when the Black Bloody Rain was slowly becoming a terrifying legend when the Torchwarder Lightkeeper creator had pleaded with Seznai's new mistress, the Tsaritsa, for amnesty for the Borderlands. Lorgnat's oath is about that a bit. Perhaps out of gratitude for the Tsaritsa's mercy, the Master Thief no longer chased the wealth of nobles who had fallen from grace. Instead, he assumed countless identities, seeking to soothe the people's sorrows with song and wine. Legend has it that the Master Thief who took off his silver mask had a face as beautiful as any Snowland Fae. Thus he moved through the banquets of the nobles with effortless grace. He could lounge amidst plebeian revelry with easy abandon, spitting the same electrifying legend for the two equally hollow and unremarkable sorts of people he encountered. The nobles and plebs were both unremarkable to him. Sing for this time of free-flowing wine, my beloved Fae. Sing for the crown destined to rot, for the name of the immortal thieves. Make off with all the tears of sorrow in the world and kiss the gods with a mocking smile. Not for pleasure, not for authority, but for a lover's radiant joy. From lovers' whispered pillow talk to drunkards' agitated shouts, the tales of the thief extraordinaire enchanted all who heard them. So the legend grew until the singer and the subject of the ode poured into a single riddle, passed from poet to poet across the wearisome nights. But obviously, that is going to be an artifact eventually. Can't think of anything else. So around here is an ID card puzzle. Where is our terminal? Around here, presumably. I see it right there. Okay. Anything up top? Well, we'll have to come back to get Raskolnikov to spawn, I presume. Getting bot operating system. Oh, okay. That's one of them. That's one. And that card is gone. That's a chest. We can pick that up directly. Okay. And it's a little on the small side. It's another. Pick it up from there, and then use the other queening bot to pick it up from the first one we just used. Or actually just, no, pick it up ourselves, and then. Oh, that's even crazier. We have to... Or we can actually get under there as Ino. She is actually small enough. Oh, that's hilarious. Small enough to get into a cleaning bot chute. That is really funny. But that's clear. Only when she's dashing, because the hitbox actually changes a little. That is impressive. Meeting point rewards, ingredients process, we did. Shoemaker's children go barefoot. Meeting point rewards, and Hisi. Certain Lightkeeper resides here, though he lives alone, he faithfully fulfills his duties. And no, the dog is gone. And yeah, didn't get to hear it because the audio was on the fritz. That's so dumb. Ugh. Pick this up. Shoemaker's children go barefoot. Can construct a little. Right to 2. Nice. Win a treasure compass and blue one. Really not until we get to the very end, and to be fair, I'll be exploring around beforehand. Special Support Squad's tail. Talk to the Lost Phantom. Oh, I think that was unlocked by our progress. Interesting. Priorities first, drifting toward a promised sky. How does that get unlocked? Started once it's raised to level 2. Okay. And if you're playing as Flins, you get special dialogue from them. Oh, cool. Interesting. Guidance. Interesting. Okay. Gotta do a bit of guidance, but it... So you don't need to do it as Flins to progress it, but you get additional dialogue that otherwise isn't accessible. So really, they honestly should have put Lauma and Flins out at the same time if it was going to be like this. Because you could do this before he was even usable, and then you're going to miss that definitionally. That's a bit silly. Well, let's go have some fun as Raskolnikov. Against Raskolnikov. Raskolnikov, employed at the Titanic Moon Power Experimental Design Bureau. Lieutenant Raskolnikov fulfills his role as a cog in the machine perfectly, executing every order without question, doing his duty in silence and with precision. Cool. Drops his materials. Weapon, talent book, weapon. So are there going to be 3 more in total here, or... Well, there are other spots, but still. Let's do it. Any of his electro attacks and destroys experimental multi-shield. Okay. It must be achieved during the challenge. We have to dodge. See him right there. Okay. This is that team, but we need to get a bit more energy back. Okay. Should be immediately putting stuff back up, I believe. We'll see. Any of his electro attacks, which are only done with the shield up. So it's not that difficult to take into account. Okay. Sucrose has throwing tails right now, that's good. Okay. Let's get a bit more energy so we don't have to worry about wasting anything. Cool. Big one. There we are. Sorted this out ready. Cool. Really don't want to get hit, and it says don't get hit, not take no damage, so... Presumably, even iframing it will not work. Alright, let's have some fun. Let's prep this. I think he's a little stronger than even Stadium. We'll see. Now, Raskolnikov. Hello, lieutenants. Nice. Okay. And you're gonna... Oh, you're not using the electro attacks right now. Oh, interesting. And you are overloading. That's funny. Alright. That's okay, I guess. So when are you gonna get your shield up? Whatever. And now you are. Okay, cool. We need to stay out of the way. The attacks. Okay, cool. Nice. Break. We need to... Yep. We didn't have to worry about it. Hitting us. This should be perfect. Exciting. Now, while you're down, let's take advantage of their vulnerability. Let's put this here. Cool. Now, another couple of slams, and this should be just fine. Come on. Electro charge? This will do it. No! You weren't close enough. That is ludicrous. And this is why low Constellation Ana was actually just booty cheeks. There we are. Die. It's over. I think we got everyone. No, we didn't! You're... What? You're kidding. We got hit by something? What did we get hit by? That's so lame. What counted as a hit? Any electro attacks? I guess, does even iframing with a dodge not work? Well, we got this at least. Faint glow when stars first ascend from a corner of the sky. Their colors are as subtle as a whisper of darkness. Alright, and does that automatically apply? No, it doesn't automatically apply. Got a portrait for Netochka, who's angry. Initial faint glow. Yay, and this is as good as you can get right now. Sins of the Fathers complete the adventure and the Moonpower Experimental Design Bureau. But goodness, that was some silliness. I think we started a bit too early. Or if you want to be really funny, you could beat him without letting the shield come up, and that ensures you don't get him hit by any electro attacks. Alright. Well, I really like the idea of being able to get it all done at once, but you can't retry it until the next daily reset. I can do it tomorrow. Ugh. So to continue on our merry way... This will protect us from lightning, which is nice. The quest here. Okay. Very nice. Though honestly, never won't do anything outside Nasha Town. Well, no, this is still fine. We can identify who... I mean, Inefa doesn't really do anything outside it. Inefa and Ina would have everything tied to the workshop. So... The power of research. Stumble upon someone calling for help in a thunderstorm, he seems to definitely need some. Alright, So this will get us the ability to resist moon power lightning, which is honestly quite cool. Oh, and that works with Lauma's deer form, actually. But it's gone now because it was tied to a lightning streak, I think. Alright then, that's fine. Let's talk to you. Did we just fly off? I think we did. I can't imagine how you two warriors managed to make it through the thunderstorm, but that's not the point right now. I need your help. Don't worry, you look Fontanian. There is no way we'd stand by when someone needs help. What do you need us to do? Please help me get the airspace data collector up in the air. Airspace data collector looks... I know-ish. You mean that big round machine? That's right, all you need to do is align the strong moon power side of each assembly module with the collector and push them into place. And the collector, I mean that big round machine, will float up into the air, and that means everything's working. Alright, seeing how desperate you are, let's help them out, Traveler. Thank you so much, I really appreciate it. All we need to do, along the strong moon power assembly model collector, and then push it towards the machine. That's what he told us. Dangerous data gathering. To ensure that data collector is successful liftoff, the assembly modules in all three paths must be pushed to their designated locations, generating a strong unipolar field oriented toward the collector. In an empowered state, characters can direct their power toward red or blue unipolar assembly modules, thereby causing them to move. Same colors assembly modules as power manifests as repulsion, push them away. Different color act as attraction and pull them in. Assembly modules moved to a specific location can be interacted with, causing it to rotate. Robots will make you aware of the current state of progress regarding preparations, interact with them, and reset the locations of assembly modules. Please don't strike me, I still have work to do. Push each assembly module with the correct orientation and position. Well, so we gotta do the Bina quest today, and Stupid. Ugh, dumb. Yep, you're there. Sword blue when you use the power of blue. And this requires a 1, right? I guess. It's a strong field. Okay. Directed towards, and that's what we need. Okay, and this can no longer be pushed back. This was the easy one. Won't even let us reset it because it's complete now. Alright, we can be Aino right now. She's the right one for this island anyway. And you're interesting. You know, this works too. Now this is not difficult. Is there gonna be something that complicates this, or? Because so far, or just other instances of the puzzle, maybe. So we don't even need to rotate. Except right now. There we are. Is that it? There may be more difficult instances in the open world or something. And you've been repulsed. Oh no, it's not strong enough. Yeah, we need more power. Talk to the researcher up it goes. Pumpman bets that guy won't be so worried now. Let's head back and check on him. Now he's right over here. Okay. Can we climb on this at all? We can, actually. It's not just a physics object, it's actually terrain. Oh, hello. Honestly, let's use Aino's lame. That was actually pretty decent. So it's decent for going up in the air, but it, of course, does not propel you that far forward. Okay. Finally, it worked. Fangel. Warriors, my name is Fangel. I'm a researcher with the Fontaine Research Institute. Saw everything just now. You were absolutely incredible. May I ask your names? Paimon. This is the Traveler. We're adventurers. Have been stuck here for a long time. If not for the two of you, I might have been stuck much longer. The first ones to make it through the thunderstorm safely. Surely you should be the first one. Then how did you get here? Probably won't believe me, but this abnormal weather is probably a result of my being cursed. Cursed way to science, do people really believe in that kind of thing? Indeed, in fact, that's why I got into science in the first place, to find a way to break this curse. I know it sounds crazy. If you'd gone through half the things I have, you'd understand. Whenever I cook, even when I'm just mixing a salad, it somehow catches fire. If I hang out in the laundry, tornado is guaranteed to blow it away. Things like that happen to me every single day. I call it the Fangel effect. That really does sound unlucky. Isn't there a way to break the curse? Science, of course, that's the only way. That sounds reasonable enough, but something feels off. It sounds about as reasonable as Paimon single-handedly fighting abyssal monsters. Isn't a blessing usually the way to break a curse? So I tried all the traditional methods when I was younger, but none of them worked. In the end, it was the Fontaine Research Institute that saved me. They taught me how to fight against it. Since mixing salads caused fires, I invented a cooling system for food. In fact, that very system ended up being used in Fanta vending machines. Now everyone can easily enjoy ice-cold Fanta, and that's thanks in part to the Fangel effect. You got what you wanted. Water. Henri's been so grateful to me for this. Before coming here, I learned that the extreme weather in Nod-Krai could be incredibly dangerous, so I made sure to install a lightning protection device on the collector just in case. Without it, the experiment would probably have failed a dozen times by now. So science really did beat the curse. I could say that, but as you saw, I got pretty flustered now, because I overlooked one critical factor. The collector might be fine with a Fangel effect following me around. There's no way I can conduct the experiment properly. So you've just been running around like that ever since you got here until we found you. That's right, Sai. The Institute saved me, so I couldn't bring myself to go back without something to show for it. That's why your arrival is such an unexpected turning point. As I mentioned earlier, I came here to study the safety of moon power under extreme weather conditions. I believe it could be a much safer energy source than Archeum, which is Numa and Usia. Extreme weather conditions. What I did not appreciate about that local legend is that it did not tell you when you got hit by the lightning with Raskolnikov. If I had had that, I could have just restarted. But I finished the fight thinking I'd done it. Probably heard about the explosion at the Fontaine Research Institute, right? But at its core, that accident happened because Archeum is still too dangerous to use as an energy source. And that, well, there were multiple explosions. Of course, we've heard about it. You're working at none other than an honorary senior researcher at the Fontaine Research Institute. And we're that because we did the Research Institute quest. Mr. Raimondo must think very highly of you. For most people, even earning the title of assistant is quite an achievement. Though I agree with Mr. Raimondo's views, things like Fonta don't really contribute much to science, contribute to fundraising. What we truly need is a more reliable alternative to Archeum. My theory proves correct, and moon power really is a safer option, but it probably only works in Nod-Krai, I imagine. The Institute might even rename Fanta to Fanta in my honor. Is that really a possibility? That sounds amazing. What about Paimanta? So may I ask for your help if you're willing to help me complete my experiment and collect the data I need? Make sure to propose that both your names be added to Fanta. Fan Traveler Paimanta, that's quite an impressive name, and they really did make a Paimanta joke. Traveler, what's help? Alright, but I imagine sales will take quite a hit. That sounds great. It's great for sales to take a hit, huh? Managed to get the airspace data collector into the air earlier, but unfortunately didn't quite get high enough. All you need to do is lift it up a little more, so there is a second stage to the puzzle. To get it higher, we need to stack more assembly modules. Simple and effective, huh? I'm counting on you. Sounds simple enough, we've got this. In that case, shall we start setting things up? When adjusting the assembly modules, just make sure the blue strong unipolar field is facing the collector. Okay. Sure thing, let's get started. Right, I just noticed that there's a signal issue in one of the 3 channels, but it can be fixed by resetting the robot. Now let me set up the experimental parameters. Vangel finishes setting the parameters for the experiment. And now we have more! Exciting! Push each assembly module to the correct orientation and position. Wonderful, with your help, I no longer have to worry about the Vangel effect messing up the experiment. Oh, and he's writing down on a little board. Also, I actually, on my own time, got enough materials to... She's not in any parties right now. Get Fiorina's sword, which came around with Nefer's catalyst, to 90. This thing is actually not especially good. It is cool that it's actually a scepter. It's not flat at all, it's totally rounded. Got a bit of a point, but really she's just bludgeoning with it. Yeah. Scepter around which swirls pure water. In days long past, it's once symbolized the highest authority over the seas. See the crystal at the top is that Usia color. Let me see if it'll change color at all when we switch. And it... The little jewel at the top changes from Numa to Usia, because again, Fiorina's got both, but the rest is not changing. It's an interesting weapon, but kind of similar to Yeon's signature. It only boosts her own damage. It does not have any kind of team buff, which makes it kind of a tough sell. But it came around when I was going for Nefer's Catalyst, so I may as well level it. And on a Nuve team or something where I don't really have to worry about her energy as much, I think that damage will be nice. So there we go, we have her Scepter. And that is a lot of crit damage. I do need to give her a crit rate circlet, put one together for her, because she's got a crit damage one. She has a base crit rate on Ascension, but her build is very skewed right now, and it is not doing her any favors. And it's nice that I fight the Hydro Phantasm local legends for fun, because it takes a lot of those to get this thing leveled. Okay, there we go. Not that this thing, again, is all that good, but hey. It's fun to collect signatures, so I don't have to worry as much about switching weapons around, though in most cases she would still probably prefer the cane or even just a Fab Sword, depending on just how much energy she needs. That one is really only for if she's on a Nuve team outright. But yeah. Furiner. I will say that her moveset animations are certainly based around her using the Scepter. In particular, when she does her charge attack to transform it. That weapon position does not really make sense with anything other than the Scepter. But hey, you know, now we have Drip Furina. To the extent that means much. But now, yep, it gets harder. How exciting. And now we... Do we need 3? Maybe not right now. Okay. We can't rotate that. Oh, there's a link here. We need to use it to push and pull each one. Ah, that's simple, but cool. Okay. Pull that back and... Nope. Push that back and forth, and that force repulsion. Yes, it does. So we're going to have to move this around in order to actually rotate it successfully. Interesting. This will push. And we're going to need to rotate a little bit. Yep, exact. No, this won't rotate. But that worked still. Yep, and we need to use that to push because we're only blue in this form. So we just attract it. We have to use this to be our pusher. So now this is in the right phase, and it won't let us reset. They won't let us screw ourselves over. That is pleasant. So is there going to be a 3 phase, or... Huh. Cannot do that there. You have to rotate at that position then. Blue. Now we can rotate. So this side we want. Now we can push it the rest of the way. It's one of them. Now this side is normal. No, now we have to actually attract. That basically... I was going to say that never happens, but, well, I mean, it must happen sometimes, right? And if we push it here, that didn't work, and this actually screwed us. Yep, that is why they let you reset. Want to see what if we picked the wrong option, and that's what happens. Only bad things. Gonna push. Now we can rotate. Push you the rest of the way, and now we attract. Rotate. No, not quite. We have to attract one more time. Now we can rotate. And this is the rest of the way. Cool. That's fixed, and now we need the final one. An even stronger blue field. Oh, and this one. Orientation of these assembly modules is reversed. Signal must be going with them. Set the robot, boost out space in the collector, and then it should work. So this is just, we have to use the reset mechanism. The signal was screwed up. Okay, cool. That's just... Did you know there is a mechanism to reset? Okay. No matter which portion we're facing, it always rotates the same way. Okay. There we are. And that should be the end of that. Use an Ino here, because she's... I guess I could use Nefer, because she's technically also a Lempo character. Oh, we need... Yep, we need 3. It's a 3-phase puzzle. I guess that makes sense, considering that the reward is a way to become immune to moon power lightning entirely. Got the data, so that means we're done here, right? Nope. Sorry, but we still need data from higher altitudes. That's how scientific research works. It's all about patience and precision. We can't rush it. Okay, but you didn't get struck by lightning when you went to set the parameters just now, did you? Maybe that curse isn't as bad as you think, so for this next experiment, no, it has to be the two of you conducting the experiment. If I tried something would definitely go wrong. Please, you have to believe me. Okay. Paimon suddenly feels like renaming Fonta might not be enough. No problem, as long as you're willing to keep helping with the experiment, and then putting your likenesses on the Fanta label would be more than fair. So that means everyone who buys Fanta will get to see Paimon and the Traveler on the label. This will be known around to that, but for two scientific pioneers like yourselves, that's still a pretty modest reward. So what do you say? Shall we keep going? Well, Fonta's development team really agreed to that for the sake of scientific progress. Known Heinrich for years, and he is the Fonta inventor. He's an NPC in the Institute. Sure, he'll agree if I say the right words. If not, we can always add his name to the label too. For all, what we seek has never been glory, but scientific progress itself. In that case, let's get back to the experiment. Excellent, I knew you were people of extraordinary insight. And once you're ready, I'll go set the parameters for the next experiment. We're ready. We need higher altitude data this time, so we'll need to stack 3 assembly modules for each channel. However, you only need to manually adjust the modules for 2 of the channels, and leave the rest for me. Setting the parameters for the experiment, so what is the trick going to be this time? Push each assembly module, designate a location, experiment parameters are all set, counting you to launch the collector. This should be a harder version regardless, but still. So what's the difference? This could just be rotated, this is just simple rotation. There's nothing really complicated here. Yep, push that there, rotate it. Right direction. Push. Seems to be a bit of a cooldown on when we can push that. It's alright. This is one of them. He said we only had to do 2. That is clearly wrong. Well, just more and more repulsion. Stronger and stronger repulsive force. And we do need all 3. So it seems. I can't rotate it here, so we're going to need to use this one. Okay. Now we can rotate. This might be kind of tricky. Let's see. I think we might need to rotate here. Well, we can't rotate here, but we can attract from here. Right. No, this isn't too bad. It isn't giving us a way to screw ourselves. Okay. Just have to rotate a few more times, and so that one finished. So what do we have to do for the last one? Oh, the last one was one we already did? Okay. The last one was already set up then. That's what he meant by 2 parameters. They only made us do 2 3-block puzzles. They got struck by lightning. It's maintaining its height and... Okay, what just happened? Where did it go? Fangel, there was an accident. The collector got hit by lightning because he did the 3rd one and it got cursed. Yes, I saw it too. The Fangel effect, it's intensified. Even with a lightning protection device and your help, we can't hold it back. Well, things might not be that bad. Don't give up just yet. The only way to break the curse is by advancing science. Exactly according to your theory, the only one who can defeat the Fangel effect now is you, Fangel. Oh, you're right. If I fail, this curse won't just destroy me. It'll destroy everything I hold dear. Then the end, even the Fontaine Research Institute is, I would never forgive myself. We're at a critical stage of the experiment. Based on my initial analysis, moon power does indeed seem safer than Arceum. But for real-world applications, that conductive phenomenon we just observed must never be allowed to happen. We have to identify the cause. The collector's crash, it's certainly unfortunate, but what really matters is the data inside. Could I ask you to retrieve it for me? Might leave it at us. Please be careful. Check here to see if the issue was caused by the equipment itself. Crash collector headed their direction, or the collector went down. Looks like the collector is beyond repair. That means these assembly modules are useless too. I've worked on this for so long. The Fangel effect is definitely intensifying, but this isn't the time to worry about that. I'll focus on checking the equipment first. Yep, because he made the 3rd one. He should have just made us do the 3rd one too. Oops. Well, whatever. Find it and recover the crash experiment data. That is the first time I've ever seen them do a pie slice shaped. That's fun. Okay, cool. Nice. There we go. What's it do? We were here, so... Is there if anything? Crash collector. Again, that's lightning. It did not put down a repulsion field that time. Should be just over the hill, right? Or, yep, it's right there, and the bots are there too. It's badly damaged. All we can do is recover the data. You're in the area. This will be just fine. Okay, cool. Let's take you down. Okay. That was simple. She has a signature. Both of them have their signatures. So is it a little overtuned? Yeah. But also, I do have full-time employment now, so not just all emergency provisions. I won't complain about time saving as long as it's still fun. Recover the experiment data. Not this one? Alright, let's keep looking. Look out, Trevor. Monsters incoming. Alright. Hello. Thank you. We didn't even need that. That was a waste of verdant dew. Well, whatever. Constant rain is a big help here. Doesn't seem to be here. Let's keep looking. It's going to be the one kind of hidden. Because it doesn't have an X on it. It's got this key icon. Oh, this should be it. Let's take it back. Let Fangel have a look, shall we? Well-preserved punched tape. Oh, this was water quality stations, or water monitoring stations in Fontaine, in the research area. They have these tapes. Punch cards are punch tape recovering for the crash collector, recording important experimental data. Cool. Good thing it was well preserved, I guess. Cool. Sure. Yes, we can use those for a super jump if we get there in time. It's gonna fade, right? No, it didn't, but now we went up without stamina. If we hadn't done that plunge, we would have been in trouble. So this should give us the anti-lightning device. I'm so glad you're okay. It wasn't that bad. Hello. I was starting to worry the Fangel effect might have gotten to you too. So how did it go? Did it get the data? We got it, but the collector was all ready. I suspected as much. The designs never accounted for the impact from a false eye. That was my oversight. Everything goes wrong. I found a few leads on my end as well, but it's too early to draw any conclusions. You need to analyze them together with the data you recovered. Give me some time to dig into it. Could you come by again tomorrow? Wait until the following day. What were we saying? Power of research. Oh, and we can't push these because they've got a stack of blocks in front of them. Okay. That's fun. Apart from the materials, could something else be going wrong? Not a reset, just... And even midnight works. Midnight Phantasmagoria. Oh, okay. Talk to Fangel. Where did all these little things come from? Looks like Fangel's research is finally getting somewhere. Hey, over here. So those rows of 3 blocks are gonna stay, I guess. Alright. Let's see. Go all the way up. Yeah, that did not do that much. It's only really good if we're trying to do something that's only in the air. As with the module before it blew up. Good news, I made a breakthrough. 99.5% sure that the Fangel effect didn't affect either of you. It's great that Paimon wasn't really concerned about that, but if it wasn't because of the Fangel effect, then why did the collector get struck last time? Because the lightning protection device inside the collector was never tested for repeated use in such a high moon power environment. The materials eventually gave out from fatigue. The fix was actually pretty simple. I tested a bunch of materials with different parameters based on this area's moon power concentration and found something way more durable. Look. This is the Nod-Krai Airspace Data Collector 2.0. Stayed up all night to finish it. With one final high-altitude test, we'll be able to determine the experiment's results. Why is the Collector 2.0 so much smaller than the previous one? And its models are usually more compact. Oh, Paimon gets it now, so Paimon really is more advanced than the Traveler. Oh, well, that's usually true. The reason the 2.0 model shrinks so much this time is actually due to the limits of the materials used. I had to cut a lot of non-essential features. For example, the entire structure, we're lifting it into the air. If it can't get up into the air, how is it supposed to collect data from high altitudes? We fly ourselves. Oh, well, it's all because, you see, many of the greatest leaps in human knowledge come when the researchers themselves step in. Even if it means becoming the subject of their own experiments. Say, Henry's team drank tens of thousands of bottles of Fonda to perfect the flavor we have today. So you get what I'm saying, right? Not really. You want to conduct the experiment yourself? No, it's us. Oh, not me. It's enough of a miracle that the Fangel effect hasn't affected you two. If I were the one who tried, it'd be a total disaster. Not that I'd mind trying. Sooner or later, the curse will devour me anyway. The research on moon power is too important to be left unfinished. How about this? I'll just redesign the Fanta bottle to be shaped like you two. On it, it's funny because this is also kind of a joke about, because, you know, F-O-N-T-A, you know, Fanta, that's how Fanta is pronounced in Germany, but this Fanta is close to the American pronunciation. Like you two don't even have to call it Fanta anymore, it could be Pita, Monta, or Travelta. Please, for the sake of scientific progress, take the Collector 2.0 with you into the sky. Since it's for scientific progress, I'll do it. It's for scientific progress, how about Paimon does it? Unless you already have a glider, that's amazing, then we can check that off the list. You literally can't get here without the glider. Alright, let me explain the latest changes. Just yesterday it occurred to me, since the thunderstorms here bursting with moon power, we can repel and do a super jump. Instead of avoiding it, why not harness it? In other words, we can actively attract the lightning. This relay device was built for exactly that purpose. Attract the lightning, but that sounds dangerous. You'll be fine, most of the moon power in the thunderstorm will be converted into an upward force field. Remaining energy will be powered by the Collector 2.0 to power the enhanced lightning protection device. Trust me, your chances of getting struck are no higher than 0.0067%. So there's still a chance Paimon might get struck. Statistically speaking, there's a negligible risk. I mean, no proper scientist would ever claim anything is 100% certain. This will be the final experiment. Channel the lightning to the lightning rod over there, then launch up and collect the data. Lightning protection device in the Collector 2.0 will keep you safe. It's just what we did at the Bureau with the lightning rod jump. Let you know as soon as we've got enough data, and I'll do everything I can to keep you safe, so ready to go for the sake of science. It's the spirit for the sake of science. Fun. Remember the steps, conduct the lightning rod, fly up high, collect high altitude data. Okay, collecting data by the lightning rod. So we'll attract to the strike on purpose. Will we take damage from the strike, or... The rod is up here. Opportunity to get this Linoculus, I guess. Okay. Too bad you're tiny. Stupid child. Should be. It's following us, but not exactly. It seems to have a bit of a delay. There we are. Now we can jump. Let's glide. So much thunder and lightning, be careful, traveler. But we've got our shield. It's not a problem. Looking good so far, just hang in there a bit longer. High up enough, or we just gotta hang on the wires. That's still not enough data, just a little more, hang in there. You two have got enough data, hurry back. So this will give us immunity, which is going to be good for, among other things, Thunderclap Reef over here. Okay. Oh, and there's a Mora capsule. Okay. The experiment was a success, and just as I thought, moon power has huge potential. Thank you both. This is the critical data I was missing. Once I've come through it all, I can finally get started on my thesis. I hope the research results on moon power will truly achieve what Mr. Raimondo envisioned, freeing people from their reliance on Archeum. This would be an enormous step forward. Looks like we actually helped with something big, and that's awesome. Indeed, progress marches forward. My thesis should be done in a year or two. Maybe in 20 or 30 more, we'll start to see the real impact of what we did today. Is this Fontaine or some error? 20 or 30 years, that long. That sort of time frame is already a breakneck breakthrough. Scientific research takes time, you know. It's all about patience and precision. We can't rush it. One thing a teacher said in college that really struck me is that you look at the Enlightenment. People sort of putting their faith in scientific progress happened well before there were any actual advances that really helped people in a meaningful way. Things like medical breakthroughs. It was very, very prospective. If you actually look at the time frame on which it worked. Alright, fine. Paimon really thought we'd get to try a bottle of fine Traveler Paimon any day now. Be sure to suggest that to Heinrich and the team. Oh, and here, take the Nod-Krai Airspace Data Collector 2.0 as thanks for me. Lightning immunity from moon lightning. I've removed the data collection module since it's classified tech from the Institute. I hope you understand. No longer has any data collection functionality, but the lightning protection still works. Hopefully it'll come in handy on your adventures. Just a heads up, it only works on thunderstorms that carry moon power. It won't be effective against regular lightning. Once you're outside Nod-Krai, it probably won't be of much use. Well, that means we don't have to worry about getting struck by lightning while we're out exploring. Science really can defeat a curse. Well said, and finally, thank you both again for a contribution to science. Once I've sorted through the raw data, it's time for me to head back to the Institute and start writing my thesis. He's still here. Electric dreams. Yeah, as in do androids dream of electric sheep. Help Fangel complete the experiment. Cool. Data sorting is a meticulous task, so I have to remain fully focused about your thesis. Once my thesis is finished and published, I'll make sure to send you a copy. Well, then time for me to get back to my research. About moon power. Our understanding of moon power is still quite limited. I'm considering spending more time in Nod-Krai to conduct further field research. We got our collector. Yep. Airspace Data Collector 2.0, a device developed by Fangel for the collection of data from high-altitude experiments. Its data collection module has been removed, but it can still block damage from lightning strikes, although it only seems to be effective against the special lightning strikes in Nod-Krai. But that is still quite nice. About the collector's lightning protection, it's a pretty effective run. I take my research seriously after all. These are all very short, and best of luck with your thesis. You too, best of luck with your adventures. Cool. Meeting point rewards on the craft shop. Okay. So I guess we can upgrade this. And it's Ino. Power of research. Oh, we can't do construction though. Okay. But they will change appearance, at least the library statue will, when you get to max construction, which is quite cool. But before I forget we need to do our Bina commission. Okay. Traveler. Oh, right, we're Geo right now. So try to do that silliness with, well, whatever, it doesn't matter much. Eggs. Call them Bina eggs. It's the moon. Oh, where's Columbina? Pama doesn't see her anywhere. Over here, Kokodayo. Coca. Well, what are you doing all the way up there? Come join me. What are we getting ourselves into this time? Death. Okay. You remember those stones we went out together last time? You used to guide that kid home. Last time? Oh, you mean the ore that glows after absorbing moon power. Correct. Well, after that, the moon spirits gathered some more, and I sorted them into two types, darker ones and lighter ones. People made jokes about Columbina being racist because of this. Darker ones and lighter ones, but why? Because she's racist. To play Moon Chess, of course. Oh, it's the tic-tac-toe one, right. Oh, what's Moon Chess? It's not chess, it's tic-tac-toe. Oh, you've never played? Nope. I see ever since seeing the grids the children of the Frostman Suns draw on the ground. Just wanted to try it out, never had anyone to play it with. No mercy. I'm going to inflict pain. Well, what are the rules? It's tic-tac-toe. Oh, it'll be easier if I just show you. Easier to know than explain. Oh, that's amazing. How did you do that? Yeah, it's her whole kit. She turns combat into tic-tac-toe encounters. Oh, with little moon power, of course you can't do that. Not really, no. Oh, maybe you should lower your expectations. We're not all moon goddesses. As you wish now, this is the board. It represents the night sky, and the pieces each player's controls represent the moons. So why is there no third type, then? The two players take turns placing their moons in the sky, and the first to get 3 moons in a row wins. Yeah, I wonder what kind of game this is. Oh, so it's basically a version of tic-tac-toe. Yeah, exactly. At least they acknowledge it. So it's called Moon Chess here at Nod-Krai. Huh? Talk about giving it a local chance. It is not chess at all. I see, well, in this version, the moons rotate, meaning there can never be more than 3 moons in the sky at once. Oh. Well, Oh, interesting. So your oldest piece goes away, so when the night sky is full, the moon that rose earliest will vanish. Okay, that's actually interesting. Oh. That actually makes a lot of sense, and it makes the game a lot harder too. But of course, you still presumably want to keep the center. So would you like to give it a try? It'll be my first time playing too. So presumably the strategy, if she goes first, if she blocks the center off, looks like she's really looking forward to this. Okay, that's actually interesting. Tic-tac-toe where the oldest goes away. Okay. I mean, presumably it's still a solved game, but that's actually interesting. A friend of mine once made a jumbo tic-tac-toe where each of the 9 squares was itself a 3x3 tic-tac-toe, and you had to win that tic-tac-toe to get the next. Sounds fun. Probably the referee. Trout was a clever one though, so watch out. So do we go first? Alright then. Okay, I want to win this. Place pieces representing the moon on the board. When 3 of your pieces form a line, you win. When either player employs more than 3 pieces, the earliest piece they place on the board will be removed. And when she actually is first, you can turn around and stare at Bina. Hi. The board's over there, by the way. This is kind of similar to the music-y stuff. What if we just keep lingering? What's all the dialogue for this here? Silver Moon Hall. This one is the moon adorning the night. Makes a move. For too long. One of the 3 ones. After 20 move for a tie. Okay. Do not want to lose to her. I refuse to lose to her. So there are 3 voice lines that play if you stare at Bina and creep around. Oh, are you staring at me? Your gaze is not subtle. Creeped her out. Okay. Okay, again. Go again. Her staring is the truth of the moons written on my face. No, probably not. Okay. Was thinking, if we get middle, we can't really claim middle. What we need to do is to try to seize middle and block it for ourselves. I weigh your decisions carefully before making them. I see. Tom, we have plenty of that after all. But if she takes middle, that's what we need to do. We need to block this so she can't go across. Then whatever side she takes. But if she takes middle, we can force, prevent her from... Presumably she'll take middle. And then we can take she'll block us after that. What would the likely scenarios be? Oh goodness, I'm gonna work this out on paper, I think. If possible. Do you have a pen around? Okay, I have a pen. Let me just try this. So right now she's top right. Wonder if that's random. Board states. It's an X. We went for that there. She's probably going to go middle. Another one. And then we take one. She'll block our position. That means we block the next. Where would she go after that? No, probably nowhere specifically. Set one back up, and that... Oh no, that's diabolical. We need to... This is actually evil. I think we need to take middle. But what could we do to prevent her from immediately seizing one after we lose middle again? This is actually pretty diabolical. Okay. Presumably she'll take middle. Can block one of the given ones. Next would be next board state. Presumably, she would block us. The real tough part is the fact that she went first. And we would have to block her by taking that one. Then she gets 3. And you can't place one in the same spot as you already did, I presume. Cannot place the piece here. I guess the difference is whether we can reoccupy a spot we're about to lose. I would presume no. And then sets up. She went there. So what can I do to avoid losing the game pretty much immediately? Yeah. Put one there. I bet she'll actually put one there to set up to take it after we... So middle is still best. We still need to take middle to block most options, but... Where are you next? Yep, understandably. We need to block this so she doesn't immediately take one. Ah, perhaps like this. The one that's about to disappear is notated. And taking middle is obviously a good idea. What if you can't place one that's about to disappear? It just gets notated which one will. Okay. Okay, well we have to play defensively. We are very constrained. Moons. Oh no, we can actually reoccupy our spot. We need to seize middle. We need to seize the middle. If we can maintain control over the middle, we're in a decent position. Trying to go across. I don't think she'll reoccupy the same space. I don't know if she's that devious. Don't like this game? What kind of fight? I'm using myself. No, I like it. It's just different. Occupying middle. Sets us up for multiple ways to get a 3. Yeah, she can't... She can block both at the same time, but that would... She's not going to set herself up for anything else in particular. That doesn't open up a possibility. If you put one there... That one's about to go away. We need to block your lane here. This cannot score. This potentially can. Well, either of those would work. So there's no diagonal. Okay. And we just need to continue occupying middle until she slips up, I guess. It seems more or less reasonable. This will block both of them. Will you replace on the same spot? Yeah, you will. You will, in fact, do that. Okay. Alright. This will block both. Forget to place your moons. I did not forget to place my moons. Did not forget a thing. Oh goodness, I almost messed up with that. Seems both sets of moons refuse to be eclipsed. A wonderful time playing the game with Columbina. We brought to a draw. At least we didn't lose. Thank you, I enjoyed that a lot. If you'd like, feel free to come keep me company again sometime. Be fun to make that replayable. I want to win. Here, take this as a token of our promise. Imagine you actually had to beat her to progress the questline. That would be funny. It probably has something to do with whether you go first or second. The same is true for tic-tac-toe. With tic-tac-toe, if you go first... tic-tac-toe is a game where victory can never be guaranteed. But if you go first, you can always surely deny player 2 victory. The 3 moons. But again, there were only... Mitsunotsuki. Each side was limited to 3, though to be fair, that's a total of 6. I wonder if that might have something to do with reflections of the moons? Maybe. The moon rises and sets. The board mirrors the tides of history. And again, if you're keeping perfect pace, which I certainly did not, you will get the glider right at the end of 6.2, which is presumably right before Bina comes out. But yeah. Let's go on the Green Island. For a Green Island. What about 5? Okay. Investigate Thunderclap Reef. You discover an island affected by moon-powered turbulence near Hisi Island. Exciting. It is interesting that the meeting point construction requires simultaneous exploration to collect sigils, exploration progress, and just exploration, the number. Okay, cool. Hooah! Okay. Oh, yeah, that hyperbomb was pretty crazy. What does Stack Up Verdant do for Nefer? Maybe. Well. What is this gonna do? Remove these statues. Oh, this is the one that's in the middle of the... Okay, right. Let's see the other ones from the other side. Do we have to push it, or... What can we do? Move this along on the track and then pull the blue along. We can't rotate. We have to pull that way. The track to pull it over this side? Maybe. But not quite. That's not repulsion, and we can't quite reach that one. Weird. Something might have been messed up. We can reset it with this deer statue. Okay. So in that case, and again, this is how we'll pull it, because that's attraction. Should be able to attract it from that side, right? Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe. Okay. Oh, it was all linked together. So they were all trying to move together, but of course that doesn't work. Now to unlink that triad and move them across, now that works. Let's just do this puzzle now. We're in the area. It's as good an opportunity as any. Oh, let's be Lauma right now. This is her island. Lauma. Presumably when they all go over there, we'll dredge it back up. Is it 3 of them? Because it's 3 moons, or what? Maybe. So this obviously will be our way over there once we've solved this puzzle. Okay. Huh. We'd have to move a red one over, no, a blue one over there. We can't rotate anything. That'll push, but we can't quite. Pushes it up, and now we'll need to drag it back down. This will push that out of the way. That's simple. Cool. This will push the next statue in. They actually repelled each other. Interesting. But again, the mirror connection is referencing the fact that mirrors for teleportation were originally going to be an exploration item similar to the glider associated with the SNES. And again, that was 5 years ago in the content beta test, and it never materialized, of course. Yes, this is shallow enough to go across. That's nice. Number of moonlanes here. Number of binoculi here. Okay. This is kind of trapped. Huh. Okay. Oh, there. This is the only thing we can push right now. Well, they're all together. Yeah, we just have to move them together, because they're stuck in a single confabulation. And that should be our chest. Cause it to rise up on these stones. Cool. Alright. It's a luxurious chest and some binoculi. Just coming to us pretty much for free. And I think a number of these. Well, it's a three-way moon lane, but at that junction it actually breaks. Okay. Cool. I wonder if she would have kept talking on the moon lane if we ended the dialogue prematurely, or by going on the moon lane, or if that was just its natural conclusion. But yeah, there we are. Now that that is complete, we can just go to the next one guilt-free. Cool. Well, we got stuck on the statue. I did not know that could happen. Glad we can at least go in here from water, because 4 sigils in Samaro cannot be entered from water. And this... Oh, interesting. I think that got added by what we just did. It wasn't there before? Maybe. This is a strong moon power environment. How fun. There's a Linoculus to just climb up the statue. Or you can actually do the moon power glide and jump. That's interesting, I guess. Thunderclap Reef. Very red. Okay. There's a bot here. Okay. Herm. Going in, we got a Monoculus in there. Clearly we're gonna break that seal at some point. Oh, what's that over there? Follow the Robat. Yep. Can't get in there right now. Lauma. Up in here, investigate Thunderclap Reef. And who are you? Guy with a mask. It's Isaac Clarke from Dead Space. Huh? Crack a... 3, you're back already. That's weird you didn't collect the fragments, so why are you here so soon? Hello. I'm sorry, please let me explain. There's a really good reason I'm dressed like this. It's not heresy or anything, I swear. Oh, is he a scion, just in PPE? Well, Patman hasn't even said anything yet. Oh, you're just an adventurer from the outside. Oh, that's a woman. Okay, by the moon goddess's silken locks, I thought you were. Wait a sec, why are you dressed like that? Acting like it's totally normal to boot. That's my favorite outfit. Should I be wearing that green uniform for the Adventurers Guild instead? She's that news anchor on Turkish TV saying Ether is dressed like a woman. Wait, you must be you're the one the Freaktar holds here, talented beyond belief and totally unfazed. Even with all this moon power turbulence, well, we do have an anti-lightning gadget. About that, well, Paman thinks we can just skip over the details. Seriously, why are you dressed like that? What are you doing here, and what even is moon power turbulence? Pardon my rudeness, I am she who serveth the frost moon, born of the tides, and bearer of the high priestess's mantle beneath the moon's silver gaze. In this sublunary sphere, I am known as Vernadska. But you can just call me Verna. I'm currently on a very secret mission to restore balance of the moon power here, so if I may, how should I address you both? This is a balloon-hairy sphere. I'm known as the Traveler, the little one's Paimon. The big one's the Traveler. Hey, what are we, some kind of comedy you know? Monzai's good. And wait, you mentioned you're on a secret mission. It's not very secret if you just tell us immediately, is it? Calling yourself a high priestess while dressed like that, you ain't fooling anyone, miss. Well, you can't judge a book by the cover it wears. Yes, we too have had scammers parading around Nasha Town Frostmoon robes they clearly found it somewhere. I know a demonstration of our ancestors' blessings, moon power, that is, should convince you of my identity, bear witness, hiya. Question, moon power is intense, pump and run, I'll cover you. Wait, seriously? Traveler, you okay? Hey, don't mess around, would you? Nothing happened. Yep, so forgot this outfit wards off moon power. Hang on, I'll take it off and try again. Oh, but with a turbulence afoot. Might get a little nosebleed without my suit. Well, since it won't take long, I guess I'll be fine. Give her some undo this strap here. Please don't take your clothes off. Wait, no need to go that far. We believe you, just keep the suit on. Right, does that mean you two would be willing to help me with my mission? Traveler, did Paimon pass out for a minute or 10 when she's suddenly asking us about some promise you never heard about? She's gotta be a fake, Paimon, sure of it. Told you I'm not faking it, forget it, let's put my identity aside for now. Like they say, small slips sink big ships. If we leave the moon power turbulence alone, we'll have a catastrophe on our hands before long. And should get more people to help. I see, looks like I can't just walk away from this. I knew I had a good eye. I mean, trusting the Moon Maiden Freaktar, the best moon savior, such as yourselves, is a good idea. Right, fine, we're adventurers, and we don't say no to folks in need, even if you seem a bit unreliable. But even Paimon can tell something is definitely off here. Maybe we can help. Excuse me, all of you know I'm the most reliable priestess there is. You two seem even more reliable, so I'll share this super-duper reliable, foolproof plan with you. Let's cut to the chase. Those two rotating boulders are the cause of this moon power turbulence. Ever since the time of the first moon chanter, Lady Isle, the moon power in Thunderclap Reef has always been unstable. Things have gotten worse since those two large rocks fell from the sky. It's the Nintendo Switch. Scripture says, O Moon Maiden Freaktar, even the immutable laws set by the dread sovereign of the firmament. As in Celestia, she'll bend to your song, and even the tides of time and heaven's signs will. Well, what was the next line again? Oh, well, I'm sure you get the idea. Paimon gets the idea that you're super unreliable. Oh, come on, forgetting one little verse in a prayer doesn't make me a bad priestess. Besides, we're not counting on prayers to fix this, we're using science. Based on my calculations, those two stones are filled with powerful moon power energies, which is why the balance in here is particularly messed up. Interesting. The solution's simple. We're going to fight fire with fire. If we use other moon power charge fragments and hit those boulders at precise angles, we'll be able to counteract the disruption and calm the turbulent moon power down. Exquisite plan, truly, that's not what I'd call foolproof. I get it. When I first looked over the results of my calculations, I thought, wait, can this even be? But numbers don't lie, you'll see. No matter how serious you sound, doesn't change how crazy this plan is. Well, you won't know unless you try, but there's a problem. Crack a 5 and crack a 7 went looking for stone fragments, still didn't come back. 5 and 7, now you say that, Paimon doesn't remember you mentioned a crack a 3, was it? That's right, crack a 3 and 7 are its successor models. These little fellows are amazing helpers. Feeling the original crack a 1 was still around. That's a long story for another time. Wish I could go find them myself, but my nose started bleeding like crazy after I took a few steps in. That's where we need to step in, right? Oh, my Paimon, you're just as warm and kind as you look. Thank you so much for volunteering to help me. Paimon's not doing this just for you, this is for everyone's sake. Wait, why Paimon say something like that? In any case, everything will be okay as long as we help find crack a 5 and 7 and those stone fragments right. Yes, and once you've collected the stone fragments, just toss them up onto those two large stones. It's the beauty of a proper scientific solution. It works no matter who tries it. Right, my ever-reliable traveler in Paimon, I'll be counting on you. Enter the cave and search for fragments. You're still here, and you are not speaking. Okay. And this is the tunnel we went in during the Archon quest. I found it. There were the fragments out the stone. This crack a 3 or 5. Well, whatever. It's all got the fragments, so why is it stuck here? It's like a cat that's caught into a jar and can't get out. Send the fragment at him. Okay, nothing's happening. We still need more fragments. Presumably we'll get a fight, I imagine, at some point. There is a cave and search for fragments. No! The teleport point would be on the surface. Look to the left and up. So we can clearly push and pull this. Make stairs. Okay. No further. So we're going to need to move the robots around, or... That is a final position. It won't move any further. I don't can get inside there. Yeah, this side won't work. This is one-way staircase and nothing else. Okay. A push. Then a repel. Okay. This can also be broken from... Not from this side. Okay. Interesting. Clearly we're going to have to do some luring. Interesting. It won't change it to blue. Because we are stuck as red. Okay. Yeah, but this quest got triggered for me just by the... Oh, goodness. Getting put here as part of the Archon quest. The robots here seem to be pointing in that direction if they detected something. It looks like the way's blocked by that rock over there. Gonna have to move them? Yeah, we're gonna have to move them. Is this the way to go? Yep, we had to make a staircase for them. And then they'll be able to displace the rocks, I presume. Okay, cool. Staircase is already here. So no dialogue about no staircase, I guess. Their ears are... Some are sort of like rabbits, some are sort of like dogs. That's cute. There's one over there too. Oh, I guess we'll reverse the flow and then be able to make an opposite direction staircase then? Maybe. That is probably what happens next. Combine them and what are they going to do? Oh! Move under it and force it up. Same deal over here. It's got the fragment and now it's stuck. I think you just set them all up. We can't travel with someone back. What happened to the first? But it... Okay, it's permanently there now. Okay. Now we... Is it going to shift polarity? What should we do? Doesn't look like we can leave through here. Wait, Palman sees some light over there? Maybe there's another way around. And it's our escape route from the Archon quest, actually. Okay. Yeah, but presumably we are going to be able to force a switch when we toss another fragment. Cough, cough, we finally made it out. Finally, it didn't take long. Oh, Palman didn't expect that collapse. That was so scary. Good thing we managed to find another exit. With all that noise just now, Verena must have heard it too, right? Palman better hurry back and bring her here before she tries to dig into the cave. She might get herself trapped. Taking advantage of her ability to fly, Palman goes around the side, brings Verena over, explaining what just happened. Collapse, how this happened? Traveler and Palman, are you both alright? You mean you didn't hear that huge noise just now and still too late to say? Are you alright? Isn't it? We're standing here, aren't we? I'm sorry, I was busy calibrating Kraka 3, so I wasn't paying attention. Indeed, you have proven exceptionally trustworthy traveler, more so than even myself as a priestess. Had I encountered such circumstances, I fear I would have been at a complete loss. Alright, let's see what you've been up to, little Krakas. Well, aren't you a right troublemaker? You found the pieces, but didn't come back on time, so Traveler and Palman had to turn this place upside down just looking for you. Well, they found the pieces, but got stuck on their way back. Don't you think you might have messed the settings up somewhere, Verena? Certainly not. I'm a direct apprentice of the famous Papa Roach. And the finest mechanic on PC Island. There's no way I'd mess up a simple recall function. Nope, definitely not. I think Palma didn't hear you hesitate, and let's face it, bad recall function or not, they didn't return, and that's a fact. Oh, but they have returned you two reliable souls, did bring them back, didn't you? Now all we have to do is toss this fragment up like you did previously, and everything should go off without a hitch. There's one part of the cave that hasn't opened, so this will probably switch polarity, so we can switch the staircase. Seriously sidestepping the issue here. As a sacred prayer goes, O great father of Genesis, forger the triple moons, Takoja Yanaquinen. It's probably Nibelung? Or Shiokoado? Let your wrath right that askew throne, that the fair one may become thy. Oh, what comes next? I forget the chance, scientifically speaking, no matter the problem, a few good whacks will do the trick. Percussive maintenance beyond a science writer, we're sure this won't go horribly wrong. Yeah, I can't phrase this in a way that doesn't sound risky. Rest assured, I've been thoroughly researching this for a long time and can vouch that it is a very reliable plan. We did test it once just now, didn't we? So I guess we got no choice but to try it at this point. Throw the fragments at the stone, which is actually a little far away. Well, whatever. Do it from here, and the barrier is still established. Can also... That didn't quite work. Can break these. That's cool. Rainbow drop crystals. Alright. I know. So we can't use it in this distance. Can't distinguish. There. Another one. Is this not the right facing angle? I guess not. Where do they want us to throw it from? Do we have to loop back around to that side? I swear. At least we can just hop on over, but still. That's silly. And it... not here. Not here? We'll just go around the other side and it... Yep. Cave is caved in right now. It is kind of in the name. Okay. So what was the intended throwing point? Should be marked with a little bit of light, right? Did it mess up because we dropped it or something? I swear. I swear. Let's not anger the antelope. We angered the antelope. Oh lord. Climbing's not working that well either. I really don't want to get moon cocooned from here. It should be far away enough, right? To make it forget about us. No, really. It's actually shooting it at us. Oh, we needed to find the glowing spot, so that will work from there. Oh, and I didn't notice, but we're combining pieces. So this is going to reverse polarity now, and now we can take another route through the cave. Yep, there we go. Blue Island. It's called for a green island because we make the island green instead of red or blue. What about yellow? Then it'd really be Pokemon. Dr. Verna! Now it's changed and we'll reverse the direction. Oh, what's going on now? The moon power feels even more unstable than before. Is this all part of the plan? So much for that intricate plan of yours. You don't need to panic. This is just a minor technical issue, nothing to worry about. Successfully adjusted the moon power from the chaotic state to a reverse chaotic state. Now we just need to nudge it back to normal. Think about it this way. If things have already gone from bad to incomprehensible, there's no room left for it to get any worse, right? Your explanation is what's incomprehensible. How can you stay so calm when everything's falling apart? Because panicking won't help. Staying calm lets us think clearly and find a way out of this mess. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm totally freaking out. I'm just trying to look like I'm not Trevor Pomlin. What in the moon's name are we supposed to do? So we're just going to dump the problem on us now. Hey, if you're really a priestess of the Frostmoon Signs, then you have some kind of prayer or spell that can stop the storm. Say like such things exist. Oh, that's why we place our trust in science. Yes, we still have science, don't we? Now let me check. Just as I suspected, Kraka 3's reading suggests a source of faint moon power traces nearby, almost identical to that of the other fragments. Okay. See something. The first two fragments tip the moon power into a reverse chaotic state, and then the third one should be able to bring it to a state of minimized turbulence. Yep, that has to be it. Oh, so it was just a miscalculation after all. Knew the plan itself was absolutely foolproof. If it's miscalculated, is it really the same plan? Traveler Pomon this way back into the cave. Looks like we don't have any other leads. Might as well follow Verna. Come on, Traveler. Okay. Search for new fragments nearby. Yep. Oh, no, it's a mirror. Or, Eureka, see, I told you to trust in the power of science. You arrive at last here of Elysium. So they're treating us like a Reed Miller. No, there's someone else here, too. Hold on, this one seems familiar. Pomon's memory serves. She gave us directions last time when we ran into that giant crab. So, you meet her twice, and if you do the crab quest after this one, you know that you saw her on the island. But now she's shown up again. Hey, who are you really? And the dawn's first breath upon the world's weary brow, the final draught of nectar, drawn from a bitter well, I'm mother to all and daughter to all. Probably the first moon chanter. First Lauma. Is that a prayer? Seems like this place is turned into a gathering spot for priestesses. That does sound like part of a rite, but it's a verse only a moon chanter is allowed to recite, and the true priestess would never get the sequence of their prayers wrong. Another fraud and a borrowed robe. I've seen plenty of your kind. No, she's in a mirror, idiot. There's a moon spirit here. Last time it was a woman called Hidimbi. She too dressed apart, played the role, and fooled quite a few. Keep mentioning her, it's funny. But tough luck for you, imposter. You've got a real priestess right here, and I can see through your disguise. Verna is probably faking. Do the mask carvings determine the actor's worth? What matters is that she sits in that seat and thus she plays the role. In this sublunary sphere, are we not all masked? It is merely that some veils can be seen and others not. Well, that sounds profound. If nothing else, she sounds more priestessy than you, Verna. What's that supposed to mean? I can't help but agree. It's gay, Verna, even if you are an imposter. Excuse me, I'm not the imposter she is among us. The outsiders are so easily tricked. Ignore the sweet words and look past the surface for once, why don't you? And never mind, according to my calculations, you're the one who hid the fragment and came to find it. Isn't that right? It's no trinket for common hands. Hand it over. I'll use the moon goddess's favor to give her head a very enthusiastic blessing. You can't even reach inside. That is a mirror. Are you a priestess or a thug, Verna? What do you want me to bow, kiss the forehead of this scammer, and sing a Redani hymn while we're at it? That was not the time for etiquette. Her desires unfurl before me like threads, and I've traced their destined weave. There's no place for us to speak. Walk with me. I shall lay bare the tapestry. Gonna go inside the mirror? At the top of Thunderclap Reef? No, not exactly. And how then it... Moonlane, okay, it's got this crescent moon start point. That's fancy. Top of Thunderclap Reef. Investigate the moon mirror. So it is another one of those puzzles. Okay. Let us activate this teleport waypoint while we're here. I think the last two in the currently accessible area should both be in the Underground Research Center. Wonder what we'll do there, actually. We'll see. From this side, puzzle done. No, actually, no. Or maybe we meet again here at Elysium. Get it right, it's Hero's Portal. You now hand over the fragment, imposter. Pretty pleased, heard the lady hand it over. Let's be nice. It's what you seek not right before your eyes. I knew you wouldn't give up without a fight. Guess I'll just have to get that bus in the head. Wait, what did he just say? You can't even get inside the mirror. Just giving it to us, then why have us come all the way in the first place? Because this is where it must happen. Fate demands it. I've waited too long, endured too much, all for this moment, all for the birth of the god. Columbina? But it matters not. Soon it will end, and the newborn god will drape the world in true joy. What are you even talking about? Columbina's true apotheosis, I imagine. Via, I have glimpsed it in the mirror of stars. There's no place for her in a world where the god has now been born. Via. Again, it's going to be a big drop when we get Columbina's true name, assuming we don't just name her ourselves. First off, it's Verna, not Via. Don't know its root to. We've already been talking about me worried. She is quite dumb. Indeed, so then, do it must be done. The ending you seek awaits. Wait, we're not here to hurt you or anything. You're just so vague and cryptic all the time. It's getting on Palmon's nerves. What's with the moon power turbulence around here? Well, is that fragment in your hands? Yeah, this ending we seek would sure be nice with an explanation of, well, anything. Patience, once all comes to an end, we will meet again. Seek answers, do not. When the moment comes, the path ahead will open. Well, then I shall wait at the court of the first edict. Huh, but isn't the court of the first edict already? Nightingale soars above Pilgrimage's frozen plains. Heard the song of something. Hey, stop right there. Okay. Missed that point. Okay. Blue. Have you heard the songs of evening prayer, my dearest Nightingale? And that... The Nightingale is the Lightkeeper. And the Raven, similar, taken for the treasure hoarders after that. Oh, Trevor, watch out. Looks like something's woken up. Time to fight. Frost Knight Scion, hello. Hi. The awakened Frostman Scion. Okay. So now we can have Nefer just obliterate it. Yeah, there we go. Well, that worked. So, right through the Windveld state. Oh, this is unbelievable. Who does this fraud think she is? And the nerve of her taking control of the sacred Frost Knight Scion and turning it against us. We give him that head of hers a blessing and a sermon. She will taking control of it, I wonder. Yeah, Pawan thinks there's a good chance that it was the lightning strikes from earlier that woke the Frost Knight Scion up. Well, then that too must have been her doing. If she can wield moon power and knows our prayers inside and out. Pulling off something like that would be a piece of cake. Anyway, first things first, let's gather the remaining moon spirits on the island, extract the last fragment from the moon mirror, stabilize the disturbance once and for all. Okay. Find the moon spirits to activate the moon mirror, and a treasure chest was just right there. Oh, nice. Fair enough. Anyway, first things first, let's gather the remaining moon spirits on the island, extract the last fragment from the moon mirror, stabilize the disturbance once and for all. And it is a cloudy mirror at the moment. I have to activate it. There's one right there. Just use you. And blue means permanent rain. That's nice. There's one over there and another. Frost Knight Scion accompanying it. Cool. We'll just glide across and hopefully not fall. Oh, that zoom out happens. No, the zoom out is there for the Scion, I think. Well, regardless. Oh well. Hello there. Oh, interesting. Huh. Please, no, we did get bloom going. It's also got fire on it, hydro on it. Yeah. Cool. Alright. We need one more. There we go, you're gone now. Got a chest from that, and no drops. That's fine. While seals collect, you can track the corresponding vault. Oh, wow. That's really cool. We can actually, but we don't combine them, we just have to head to the vault. All three. Yes, we may as well. After this quest. Iron jugs, okay. So then, that's another spirit. Last one is close by. Can we lose that force zoom, please? And it is actually just down there. Okay. And now, let's just break these. This is a rich ore reserve. This is also part of it, right? Yep, collection complete because we broke it. Not about the pickup, just about the breaking. And it went on a moon lane. Okay. Oh well. Ah. And we've hopped off, so we go to the next. It's just, how do you handle broken moon lanes pretty easily? So this was a sort of sweep through and moon lane back. Okay, that was simple. Oh, now it's... Oh, each made another one. Some of them made more mirrors. Wait, oh, we didn't bring it over. We had to go the rest of the way, too. Okay. Wait, what? Are some of them getting broken by lightning? Why is that message continuing to show? So will this one make a fourth mirror, or gonna get bewitched in a mirror realm or something? No, the third one just... No, it does make one. Retrieve the fragment from the moon mirror. Now we can see it. Okay. So what are we going to do with this here? Can attract this. Move the stone statues in the mirror and get them together. Be able to grab that fragment. Right. Went over there. Okay. Oh, we're going to need to time things, huh? Maybe. That's curious. Oh, it goes across. Okay. Highly interesting. Gonna have to push you on her. Weird. The rail is right there. That won't connect to that. We can pull you across. It goes through that space. No, we're gonna have to use that to link it. We'll push. Can't pull off. Yep, there's no space for it to go to, so it won't even move. Okay. Let's take this then. Here we are. Now we pull this across and they'll reunite. How exciting. The two have met. How nice. Throw the fragments at the stone, both of them. Let's take it and get a little moon showing. That's fun. That's one. See, it got a little bigger. Fun. Complete the fragments. Complete the funny rocks. Yep. Now they're full, and it's gonna stay blue, but... Oh, and now they're going up to the pillar. Aha, okay. To just gradually repair, or at least combine and strengthen. See, all according to plan, the moon power turbulence has been neutralized. It was nothing like your original plan with all the accidents along the way. Paha can't tell if you're optimistic or just shameless. I'll take that as a compliment. After all, being pessimistic and risk-averse won't get us through situations like this. Okay, fair enough, but Paha can't help but wonder why are you out here all on your own? Shouldn't the other signs be helping out in some way? Well, aside, since you've helped me get this far, suppose I should become queen. This island is in a way considered a forbidden place to us frostman signs. May have committed an even greater sin. Forbidden, but we were able to just walk in. So you finally dropped the act. Yeah, since I've been found out, there's no point keeping at the act any longer. Wait, I'm just kidding, don't draw your weapon. Yeah, seriously though, I'm going to try solving the problem using robots. Probably know this already, but most of us frostman signs aren't exactly big fans of tech. Thought if my plan went well this time, maybe I could finally convince this blockhead element that's very steady, if rather conservative, higher-ups to reconsider their stance. Hold on, I can say that, can't I? Technically, the robots were part of our operation. Since we succeeded, they clearly played to their partner's success right. Even though the part they played wasn't constructive. Pretty sure my part and your success was far greater. Well, they did open up that one fragment we couldn't get otherwise. Of course, your contribution is beyond question, Traveler, but with the greater good, sometimes a little rhetorical embellishment is necessary. So I can't even convince myself. Hey, if not this time, then there's always next time. I'll keep pushing forward, and one day these little fellows make a big difference. I believe they will. Okay, but before we talk about the future, there's two big rocks that flew off in that direction, right? They did, and if we go that way, we'll end up at the Court of the First Edict. Court of the First Edict, wait, isn't there where that strange lady, even though I'm send even more priestessy than you do, Verna, said she was headed? You're breaking my heart, Paha, even now you still think that suspicious lady's priestess act is more convincing than I am. Anyway, I'm sure she was just bluffing, because, well, the Court of the First Edict was sealed off 500 years ago. Calamity related. Because the moons died, I guess. That place used to be one of our sacred sites, first 500 years ago, Lady Isle, and that was probably Isle, who we saw, I imagine. The Moonshatter witnessed the birth of the Moon Maiden, Kutar Freaktar, personally stilled its shot. Forget some outsider con artists, even after generations of Moonshatters, no one has ever broken the seal, Lady Isle place. It's not for lack of trying, just that no one's ever succeeded. Oh, that leaves us with no clues at all. How we're supposed to track her down now? Don't worry, I've already come up with another brilliant plan. Although it might need just a tiny bit of prep, just a little probably. Okay, I'll go clean up the robots first. Thanks for all the help, Traveler and Paimon. O fair Frostmoon, weave for me a gentle hymn, and bless the nightingale-hearted wayfarers. We have stolen the fell curse of the north wind. The silver spire that sought to pierce the firmament shall no longer. Since Tower of Babel, that might be that moon fragment, maybe. Or maybe she's talking about celestial nails, though. The firmament was Celestia. I don't imagine they'd be piercing it. Nightingale would probably be light keepers then, but... Fell curse of the north wind. She no longer... Oh, well, never did memorize Lady Isla's prayers properly. Anyway, thank you, and may we meet again. Cool. For a green island, quest completed. And it... What ore reserve? Come on. Got a luxurious chest for our trouble, too. Nice. An empowered state. I guess it's as good a time as any to meeting point rewards here. Listen to the teachings of Moonlight. Let's upgrade this one, sure. Why not? Gates, so not doing that right now. Oh, just for a green island. Echoes of an unfinished past and gift of the mirage. We need more progress before we can make this thing glow a little more. Okay, cool. But that goes pretty quickly, actually, once you get to exploring and not just questing. But we can open this thing. That's exciting. Okay. And there's a Linoculus just sitting there. Activate, use Emerald Seal 3. The Hisi version. Okay. Fun. We're gonna get artifacts. That's fun. No space left, and it just popped off. Okay. Which means the only thing Oh, I guess we have no choice but to actually put together a Durin set or something. Unfortunate. Is there an off-piece? We can also level the mannequin all the way to 90 now and just get 3 free fates. That's true. Let's give you an actual weapon instead of a dull blade. I'll give you this. It doesn't matter. But we can use it as another artifact holder. That's fun. And what do we need to do to switch to the Mannequina and get the other blue fates? Whatever. Just hit it a bunch of times because we got Millie Astro level. Cool. Okay. What an absolute nothing burger of a character. Okay, free though. And the Mannequina has separate rewards, which is the really funny part. No constellations. And the skills level too, which is pretty cool. They were actually, in the files, they use Suquaddle mats. But of course you never actually reuse them. It's cool that you get an infusion, I guess. But it's lame. This is not a really usable character. Oh, they have a talent demo. It's fun, I guess. Damage dealer, manipulating distance. Increase distance time they enter it. Switch to a random cosmetic. Get an infusion. Okay. Elemental bursts each time they enter it, which is... Oh, but it's around them. So it's moving back and forth. If they were any good, it'd be interesting. And yeah, they literally have no constellations. Why do you exist? Let me see. Yehuda. Interesting. Some healing bonus. Just animote damage. Do you want to build her for her healing, or... Huh. I don't know. Healing is based on... What is her healing based on? It's based on attack. Whatever. What could I even be leveling now? Artifact slice. I should also just be clearing out my inventory, but still, really. You don't need anything, really. And there's good enough stuff in. Is there good enough stuff? Pyro. There's not a good enough Pyro Goblin on here. I don't want to craft emblem for him. This is just a good set that somebody else could eventually use. Maybe. Because eventually he should get the Hexerai set and use that instead. Presumably. So this is... Durin. The Athame Artis. He gets crit damage on Ascension. 38.4. Athame Artis is crit rate. So he could use more crit damage. You can give him a crit damage circlet just to level something. Okay. That's a decent piece, too. Really. Crit rate attack EM is quite good. Now this is what we're ready for him, and also just to get stuff out of the way. EM ain't bad either. We'll see. And this will clear up the old inventory. Cool. That's more crit rate. Honestly, his emblem set may just be good enough already. I can see that. I may not feel particularly impelled to get a Hexrai set for... Well, it depends on what the Hexrai set does, and whether it's DPS support or something else entirely. And you can see the feather has an in-world model, just like the juices. You just had to... This is their opportunity to use the 5-star artifact appearance, too, which is fun. Since those are brand new, that counts as a good amount of exploration as well, which is nice. Do we have enough now? I think we have enough now. Yeah. Let me check. Yeah, we got to 50 from that. That's a big chunk. Let's construct. That's some rewards. Up to 10 treasures and relevant clues, including oculi once. Fun. In this area. Nice. And again, that's some Blue Fates. Borderland Shrinadetsky. Scatter around Nod-Krai. Exactly, it's the same. We'll do that eventually. But right now, I do a couple rolls. We can... right now, it's honestly... this. No, this. Get some books for Razor, because he's actually a really good Electro DPS now. Okay. So there's something else I wanted to do. I don't know. Whatever. Probably, maybe. But that... got that to full. And yeah, resistance books are what he needs. We have his C6. It's worth leveling him. Well, I mean, leveling his talents. Apparently his best artifact right now is... and I imagine that will change with Hexrai artifacts, but it's actually, weirdly enough, Echoes of an Offering, which is the funny Ayato set, because he... well... okay. Come on. Die. 1, 2, 3. Spin and... got another hit. Nice. Take it. Got a bit more. That's going to slow down my attacks, but it doesn't matter much. Yeah. Missed a number of crits there. Whatever. Let's get rid of this. We will get some books. Have enough Moonfly stuff for Yahuda. And for her levels, we have enough. We have enough lots of stuff. Okay. That did not stop them. And it is really funny how a good enough hitbox can actually hit them right through. Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... alright. Thank you. Hit, and shield is mostly gone. Let's melt again. Nice. Boom. Here we go. So that just clears that out, and again... I believe it said that the Hexrai set is basically just going to be crit rate. It's just going to be Hexrai Marchese slash Obsidian slash Night of Sky's Unveiling, which is silly, but unsurprising. Good way to make it probably the best option for Nod-Krai instead of other stuff. But yeah, Echoes of an Offering is the Ayato set, which only works for good ping, and because it's buffing Power of Normals, which he's doing Pyro Normals, or he technically would be, usually. Okay. So yeah, we're in an okay position. Got our lightning. Next time, in 11 hours, can finish this up and fix that pillar, actually. So you do the last one, Polka Under the Moon's Oracle. Let's roll with 4 Blue Fates. Cool. Ingredients. But other than getting others to 999, and I guess filling up their artifact slots, there's nothing else that really tells me I gotta do something, you know? Right now we're at... How much? 31 on normal banner. This is going to be 35. Okay, cool. Cool. 32. Nothing. 33. Purple. Nice, I guess. Give me Ino. It's a free roll. 34. It's a shame Candace is never good. Yeah. 35. Cool. Okay, cool. That's all. And I also need to go fight Raskolnikov again tomorrow, because, unfortunately, this is where we... What was right there? Now that I think about it. That's just where we stopped. Let me double check that. No, this is outside. It's just where we... Is it? Why did I mark that? Let me just check that real quick. You have normal Fatui in here. Hello. Oh, and they also raised the alarm. That's fun. Seems to be more stuff around, but I just wanted to see. The chest is still gone. Okay, that's funny. Container is... Yeah. The chest never actually gets used because you only care about the proof of the cognoscenti, and you just get that from Raskolnikov. Okay, cool. Well, that's all. We'll resume where we left off, and I think there might have been a little something I wanted to do. Well, whatever. We used our resin, we did everything daily, and that's important, so... I guess maybe get three more blue fates from the Mannequina. Maybe. 34, we're rising up the ranks. That's exciting. Once you do the quest and actually just do exploration, it doesn't take long to just push it through, I guess, so... We should be able to do it over the next couple of days. Nothing really that comes to mind. How's this work again? Oh, okay. The cheaper ones you can buy outright. If you have Chronal Nexuses. And that's Radiant Shard. Oh, if you get... Right, duplicates. Just get removed. Fervent Fighter. Does it come with an emote or something? And this is the Bizarro Kutching that was the first Miliastra of anything anybody saw. Well, whatever. Cool. And again, it'll be a bit till I get her to 10, and then switch around and just have Durin in the party, in terms of